to make a character with that voice.
With what voice?
Just like this.
Oh, hot. So big and tasty?
Oh, big and... I can't do that voice with that. So big and tasty?
God, I will never get old, ever.
Never will.
We'll just keep going at it for like 5 years. Alright, music is streaming as well for those who care.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
I got chat up. I have everything up. I have been prepared. I'm a prepared good boy. Oh, no, I'm not. I don't have my notes open. Ah, shit!
Let me open up my 600-word document. It'll only take it an hour.
No.
600 page.
600 words? Yeah, Curse of Strahd,
Yeah.
600 words. Strahd has to die tonight.
Yep.
The poem. I'll take it. I'm actually curious as to what page count we are at this moment. I don't even need my notes for this session. I'm going off module purely. But oh, this is Netherdeep. I'm like, wow, this loaded really quick.
Oh. Spoilers.
You're in Bezalzan. Strahd is in Bezalzan. I don't need my notes. Whatever. We're running off legacy content at this point. You guys are just visiting places you've ever been and already know those places by heart. So, I don't think any session recap is required. You guys went out of the temple using the Lich's magic to Kreshk, and then from Kreshk to the winery, you did a bunch of shopping. Good session.
Yep.
So, carrying forward from that, what do you guys wish to do? You are currently at the winery, the Wizards of the Wine Winery.
What was the time of day, though?
Oh, God.
3
I don't
3
remember.
p.m. You said.
Okay.
Yeah, because you guys arrested in Kreshk.
Yeah, like we woke up like at 1, I think, something like that. Correct?
You're at the winery.
We have allies now. Well, we always had allies, but I'm saying ready to march with us, but they're only going to be here with us this like one time. So if we go, like, we got to give it our all.
Yeah, I think we.
Don't get scared.
Probably go and start making our way
No.
towards the castle, because it's more than a day's journey to there.
1 day to the castle?
Right? It's
No.
it was like 18 miles, so I suppose it is technically a day's journey.
Yeah, it'll be about a day.
I don't know if you guys are interested, but I wanted to stop in the Tensor Pools to meet Madame Eva. And the kind Vistanis, not the evil ones.
Do you have
What?
something importance there?
My big question is why Madame Eva is helping people. Like, it's like giving tips on how to defeat Strahd, and what's her interest. Like, the Vistani are supposed to be allies of Strahd, so she may have like an additional insight. Vistani magic, I don't know. But really, it's more about why she's helping people. No, I'm not saying helping us because we are a new whole party.
Perhaps. Well, whatever. If we stop there or not, it's a matter of decision once we reach the gates. Here. Right. No matter which way we're going, this is still first point of contact for both of them. So I think we probably head out and start making our way there, unless we want to do something where we head out at first light to have the entirety of the travel be during the day. But I don't know if we can risk waiting.
We can only-
We're supposed to move as fast as possible to minimize the chance of being ambushed by anything.
Agree.
Deviant said,
Yeah, we can
Deviant
move
said
fast.
that he will be in the sky, checking the area. So if something happens,
Yeah.
he will let us know.
So I think follow the road to the gates at least, and then from there we'll decide if we go to the Sonic camp or if we make our way directly towards the castle.
I'm hoping we just
So
don't
good. Do you
run
have locate
across.
creature?
Yes, I have.
Do we have every like spell component that we need and everything to like
Right.
get up there? And
I think so.
You are allowed to die 3 times, no more. Okay.
Also, what have we got up in the spell storing ring right now?
that got traded in,
You still have.
didn't it?
You traded it?
No.
I don't.
What items did we
no-
trade?
We did not trade.
No, we
No,
didn't trade.
I
spell
still
storing
have
ring
it
we didn't
then.
trade.
But there's
Yeah.
nothing in there. There's nothing
You
in
still have
the.
warding bond.
No, it doesn't. We already used it.
I'm pretty sure I remember
No.
Basilica recharging the ring after the dragon fight, and it hasn't been used since.
We only used it during the dragon fight. I don't think it was ever done after, because
Right.
everyone was pretty tapped and we were all trying to get the hell out of there. Ever since
Well-
then, we've never brought up the ring.
Okay, well, cast of shield in it and cast of hex in it.
Okay, hold on. Let me add it. Shield. Alright, I have those in.
I've got spell slots. Well,
Basilica, if you want, you can. Well,
Yeah, I'll put a healing
It-
word in there. If-
a healing word?
Yeah, I mean, Ramiris putting 2 spells there. I can only put 1.
Yeah, that's fine. I'm not asking for a ton or anything. Then that's full because it can hold 3.
and I think we start heading off.
Fabian, say goodbye to your family.
Okay. Gathering your allies, you head on to the road. Straight shoot to Castle Ravenloft, correct?
That would be.
We're not gonna literally walk right up to the gates. We're gonna stop like
I'm just asking about what your plotted route is.
Oh yeah,
The shortest roads to
straight
via the
shot
moth.
through the gates,
Fair enough.
Yeah.
at least.
Oh,
And then we'll figure out if it makes sense to do a curving, winding path or not.
see, I haven't put a question in chat there if you guys want to take the mirror with you guys or not.
Could we bring the whole mirror? Could.
I mean, yeah,
You can use it as assassins, yeah.
we can use it as in Madame Eva or in the castle whilst I bring it.
Sure. Reasonable thing to bring with us, potentially. Could be useful.
Who's carrying the mirror?
How big is the mirror?
Full body size.
I have a picture. Okay. I mean, we can.
The Shield Guardian is carrying it in his back. He has the space. He's not.
In his hand, you mean?
No, back.
Back what?
let's put him-
Attached? Like,
Yeah, we'll attach him with some rope if Davian has any.
David doesn't have any.
Definitely happen.
I will use some of my rope.
I mean, I have rope too. We all should have rope.
Yeah.
Okay. Whoever's using ropes, just make sure that it's securing the mirror. Anything else you guys need in the winery last minute?
Let's have a cheers for a new day tomorrow.
Get some fucking wine, Davian.
Indeed.
That good shit.
Ezekiel's gonna
And off we go.
Was that Ezekiel?
a short rest and gonna
Yeah, this is not gonna work. Dude.
Ezekiel's gonna be short
you have to
resting in the
fix your
cart.
mic because you're like literally cutting off at like in 5-second intervals.
Yeah, we can short rest in the
fuck's sake.
But I'm guessing he said he's gonna short rest in the cart on the way there.
Yeah.
Cool.
Okay.
I would also do that.
And identify the oils that I got from the hag.
Oh, also that, Tom, I'll take Broken Promise Let me put it on.
You no longer have the trident. You took Broken Promise. Okay.
Yes.
Fair enough. There's a simple triangular vial with a very much Alice in Wonderland label upon the vial. Just reads Broken Promise. Coolio. Onwards you march, you and your allies, down the road toward the Raven River split, where you see the weather-worn signpost next to the road. The three arms of the sign point along the three branches of the road. One pointing to Kreshk. You glance toward that direction, toward the city and the distant horizon. Memories come flowing back. More recent than not, because you've just been there, but also some from weeks ago. All you've accomplished. Your first encounter with Basilica and such. Onwards you march on, following the road sign, the arm pointing toward Valakai to the east. You march past a road where you and Casimir have ventured forth first, past to Selenka Pass, to the distant southern mountain of Gakis. Onwards you march past a road branching, where to the north stands the Wizard Tower, still cusp of that Bartok Lake. Onwards you march down the creepy mist-laden road, past the forest road, past the branching to Argynvost. Onwards you march past the branching of Lunar River, past the bridge, until you enter the very cusp of Valakai. You look onto Javik and you ponder whether the city route is...
I can try to scare away my watchers.
Oh, are we planning on going into the village? Do we need anything from there? Or do we just go around?
I'll,
I suppose
Just route to go through.
Savik, you look. I don't want to offend you, but you look like one of the creatures of the dark. I don't think
Why don't...
Fiona will stop you from passing by.
I can always excuse me. Try to scare away the watchers for a little bit. I mean,
It's your
though I'm,
visage
like,
is
super burly.
It's your visage is a problem. You'll probably have to put on a hood. But for all
Yeah.
intents and purposes, imagine a werewolf under a hood.
But am I a werewolf?
You have like oily
Yeah, I'm a
hair all
giant
over you.
hulking
Yeah,
beast.
bulky beast. And remember that you got like that moat of oily hair all over you. For all intents and purposes, yeah, werewolf will be a very fair comparison. Yeti of the woods.
Yetis.
Yes.
Alright, we can just go around them.
All right.
Fuck
The
you,
old
Walker.
Svalage road meanders past the valley, watched over by the dark, brooding mountain to the north and south. The woods recede, revealing the sullen mountain berg surrounded by a wooden palisade. Thick fog presses up against the wood walls which you're trying to sneak past. The fog seeps into the town and the many streets beyond, immersing it in gloom. The dirt road ends at a set of sturdy iron gates with a pair of shadowy figures standing behind them. The banners of House von Zarovich fly proudly from the palisade parapets, underlit by large braziers burning of unnatural red color. Which route do you wish to go, south or north around the city?
South.
Hmm?
Yeah, if I could just go south.
Alright. Fair enough.
Excuse me.
Like so?
Yes.
Yeah.
Although, maybe not as deep into the woods.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
You venture into the very cusp of the woods, but not too deep into the Svalage lands, to the southern borders, past the dirt path that you know leads to the Vistani camp to the south. You see treads in the dirt where carts have ventured to and through, but you ventured onwards. At one point in your journey, you see there are shadows moving in the underbrush. Large direwolves stalking, stepping so it sidesteps while watching you, their eyes gleaming in the dark. They look toward Javik, sniffing, growling. Recognizing him as one of their own, they move on. The scent detecting the taint upon your soul. Onwards you move, eastward down the Svalage roads as the hours come and pass. It is now approaching dusk as the sky begins to turn that dark shade of purple. The road begins to rise up as you once again pass a switchback that branches off to an old, dilapidated windmill, or what remains of its burnt, charred skeleton. Onwards east you march, toward the gates of Barovia. The torches still lit magically, and the two guarding statues, decapitated as they are, standing vigil over the tall, something like 80-foot wall of brick and ancient stone. As you approach it, just like before, the gates slowly creak open to greet you. You and Martikov proceed onwards, and the gates close behind you, and you hear a locking click. The road here branches two ways. You have a decision before you. Castle Ravenloft lies to the east, past a tall rise. To the south is at Serpul's camp.
So, if we're coming to this crossroads, if we're just gonna see Madame Ava just to ask questions about like why you're helping, it'll take time away from our little countdown. I'd hate to go travel all the way over there just to ask a question and be like, okay, if we have no other business there, then I feel like it might be a little bit out of the way.
They also have items. Well, I don't want this to be a shopping session, but
no, we're going to the castle. We're going to the castle.
I think castle's probably the better option. I'm not sure what else we really get for information. I think we already have a plan of action that should be straightforward enough. Break into castle, kill everything there, win.
Unless you need like a very specific spell component that you already know that you have that you need.
I don't need anything. It's just
okay.
It's like I see her like it's a secret alley. And I don't know why, to be honest. But sure. To the castle!
Alright. No turning back. You go onwards toward the switching back road. Go ahead and put this in the front for me.
What time of day is it now? Like, how long has it taken to get through these doors? And
if you're saying you're going to stop not right at the drop gate, but about a few, like less than a mile from the castle, less than a mile from the Everstorm, you'll be here. Which, let me measure the distance real quick. 1 second. 3 p.m. and then we are doing road, no stops. You guys see when I do this, by the way? Pathing?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
16 miles more or less, 16 and a half. 16 miles is less than a day's travel. But specifically, let me calculate that in my little travel time calculator that I have. A distance, 16.5 miles at normal land pace is 5.5 hours. So, there you go.
Okay.
About 8:30 p.m.
Okay. If we kind of wait till like dark, and with that mirror that we have, that's going to be like really cumbersome to like float around and take with us.
I think if we wait for dark, it's more an advantage.
Yeah.
That for us.
If it does what I'm thinking it's doing, if it comes, you know, like, to dark or something, if it actually does summon forth like shades or whatever it may be, I don't know how big of a radius or like how far this has its reach, but we could use it to attack maybe one of the brides of Strahd's like in there, create a diversion, and then that way when we're like floating up, they're already, you know, doing something else.
So can always aim for Rahadin too.
You would beat the
He's
shit out of
gonna be next
Rahadin,
to
though.
him.
Yeah. I mean, he'll be... Well, it's been some time. He still might be getting his strength, or he might be full again.
He's full.
Rahadin... Yeah, I'd say either Rahadin or one of his brides. God damn it, I keep forgetting her name, but the one who has the cool shield. Fuck, I have it here
Not
somewhere.
Anastasia. It's close to that though.
Yeah, not Ludmilla.
Anastria.
Anastrea, yeah. She
we?
seemed pretty, like, fierce.
Yes, and she was not the one that posed a potential ally.
I think that was Ludmilla.
Ludmilla was the one who helped us get out. Potentially be named Anastasia and attack castles.
Yeah, I would say Anastasia or, excuse me, your brother.
Rahadin.
Yeah, Rahad. I'm
Yes.
mind blinking. So I'd say either
Well-
those two. We can wait an hour or so.
I think we go after Anastasia. It's like she was annoying when we were last here.
I think it should be Rahadin, to be honest. If you plan to send someone to distract, while Anastasia may be stronger, we have sunlight on our side. So she will have to stand back most of the time. I don't think we have anything against Rahadin similar to that.
Pretty reasonable then. Well then.
Yeah, maybe Rahadin would be the better. I was gonna say Anastasia would be a good target because technically Rahadin's a little bit weaker because he doesn't have that sword now. He's still a competent fighter, but yeah, you're right because the sun blade
Yes.
emits sun, so she'll have to stay back.
I
But,
suppose
yeah,
we'll call
do
upon
Rahadin.
it.
Yeah.
And I will. Well, I suppose this may give me a second chance. See if it is needed. Magic mirror on the wall. Summon forth your shade. Night's dark vengeance heed my call. Wield your murderous blade.
Manifesting before you is a pair of floating bloodshot eyes and strong spectral hands. The hands begin to wrap themselves around the neck of your compatriot who just summoned this beast. This specter.
Is it like actively trying to choke the shit out of him, or is it
Yes.
just wrapped around? Oh.
Let me just... I'm just looking up what stat block am I using for this.
Oh my god.
Spectre.
This is funny.
I mean, I have that.
I can't spell.
Does it try to speak or do anything?
As you finish this sentence, just the two bloodshot eyes. There's no mouth to be seen, just two bloodshot eyes and a pair of hands manifested from the mirror and became choking him. This is gonna be a to hit attack against you for 17.
17 will miss.
Okay, the hands wrap around the neck, but the magic doesn't quite take hold quite yet. What does the rest of the party do at this site?
Well, I mean, if it's attacking our own guy, then yeah, I'm gonna step in and. If it's a specter, I can't do much, but I'll just try to take a swing at it with the sledgehammer. I thought this would allow us to control someone like a night assassin.
As you're doing that, I would issue a command, but I'll let everyone else act first.
Okay, Javik taking first action. Go ahead with that swing.
Oh, fuck it. Yeah, just one.
29 to hit, hits for 9 slashing damage.
Oh wait, that's
Sledgehammer or battle axe?
Oh, that's a battle axe. Sorry.
I was like
Wait,
slashing
why is-
damage with it. That's fine. I'll count it as both. It's fine.
was- Oh,
For
it's still the same.
Yeah, that's why I'm
But-
counting it.
Okay. It's just
Indeed.
bludgeoning.
Indeed, like you predicted, you've already dealt with ghost inspectors before. Your weapon, is it magical? Sledgehammer?
This is not.
No, the mundane.
No, it's not magical or not silver. No,
Yeah, mundane weight and steel just passes through the ghost. There is a little bit of give as you see the hands kind of angle themselves as if like dragged by the weight, but it feels like hitting water more than hitting something solid. You deal damage to it. What's the rest of the party doing?
Siku's gonna attack it as well.
Go for it.
He's kind of like.
Mhm.
He's kind of like quietly listening to them talk about like the mirror, and he doesn't know exactly what's going on, but now he sees the specter attacking Ramirez, and he's looking around like everyone else, like, is this happening? And Zavik attacks it. Like, nope.
Oh, that's a fancy button. Let's see here. So a 19 hits, 24 hits. Right.
Or
Reacting quickly, you
14
manifest forth
radiant
the Sunblade as it gleams forth, casting Olden light around you, and you press the Sunblade into the Spectre's central mass, where you think his heart is going to be, sticking it through. You see the fog-like manifestation burn from the inside out, their hands letting go as a sudden shock of pain runs through the ghost, and you hear this as it just demanifests. The eyes are the last thing that turns towards you, bloodshot, as the pupils shrink and melt away. It's gone.
Question: do we recognize this spirit?
It's
It's
a pair of eyeballs and hands. There's nothing to recognize.
Okay. Okay.
Turn back to the mirror.
Well, that was
I
wasteful.
summoned you. I gave you a target. Well,
Yeah.
I was going to before you acted. Useless.
Yeah, it
Toss
tends
the mirror aside and shatter it. It's useless at this point. Move on.
I wouldn't shatter it. We could still have it for tomorrow if we run.
It doesn't work.
Indeed,
Yeah,
as
it's
you're saying that, Chad, is sort of reminded. There's a little symbol on, below the skull on top. It looks like a little circle, essentially, and just like sort of masks over and becomes dull. Mirrors dormant. Dormant.
Dormant. Yeah, until the next dawn.
Right.
So I mean, if we run, and we'll still have it once.
Yeah,
Probably
maybe
not
it's
worth
something to do with your ancestry.
Maybe.
But
But I suppose we make progress forwards.
hang on. Before we go forward, let's put the oil. Lasts for 8 hours. No reason not to put it.
yeah,
Or
we light it up in
we can
the
all.
in the castle, not in the winery. It should be still burning. But
No, the oil is slippery. It's not oil.
okay. I thought you were talking about the lamp.
So, what's the plan with that?
Gives you freedom of movement for a lot of hours. So no risk of anybody being grappled, and then sounds good.
Well, you're cutting in and out. Make sure you're talking directly and close to your mic.
So what he's proposing is to take the flasks that he got from the hag, because if you guys recall from our chat, Lorian was like, can I purchase this very rare potion, not just one of them, can I purchase one for each member of my parties, about
Uncommon.
75,000 gold worth per potion. Can I purchase 4 of those for, what did you trade? A rock. Yeah. So he made a trade with the hag, giving her a rock for 4 very, very rare portions, and she gave him back these flasks.
It's one for each party member. That's the part.
How many did you get, Lorian?
4.
4 flasks.
No.
I suppose it's not a
Yep,
terrible
one
option.
This feels weird in my hand. Well, what is the material?
It looks like semi-opaque tar-like grease inside of the otherwise glass flask. Same sort of weight and consistency as the other potion you bought.
So,
Yeah, it takes 10 minutes to apply.
put
for
ourselves in this. We can't grapple.
It's to dodge out of the way and avoid it. Not a bad idea.
I say,
Useful.
and when we get to the castle, we can avoid the fly area, and we don't have to worry.
It's getting so bad, Lorian, that at this point I'm going to ask you to type what you want to say in chat. Because it's literally you talking like this,
It's like
and it's cutting off.
your mic. I think we can hear him. It's just like if he steps away, like the volume just dropped, like suddenly.
Point is, it doesn't work. So he'll have to type what he wants to say in chat. Because otherwise it's not clear. But is
Does
everybody
this
else
happen
clear
on
on
Monday
what he has in his possession?
Yes, I'm clear.
Yeah, he has a potion of slipperiness. I'm just looking up the thing. It's
Does this sound any better?
Don't bother. Nick, that's not what I asked. Is everybody clear what happened in RP chat?
Yes, I am.
Yes. Okay.
Does it sound any better? Can you guys hear me clearly now?
Yeah.
Everything sounds good? No cutting in and out?
No cutting in and out.
Cutting out.
I want to make it clear that people were in the room, so there's no reason for me to be coy. People saw Ezekiel trade a rock for something that in any other civilized city that has an economy and all sense of what things are worth, these potions would cost you a kingdom, right?
Common. It's probably not properly ranked, but
Okay. Well, I'm not. I won't repeat myself. Do as you will.
Oh.
yeah, we'll go with it. I'll lather up.
Okay. You add more grease to your hair. Just gel it back. You're just a greaser biker.
I am a greaser boy.
Yeah.
Now I have to start singing show tunes.
Tell me more. Tell me more.
Like, did he have a car?
Tell me more. Tell me more. What did his cock taste like? Oh,
No.
sorry. Whoa. Anyways, what's happening in this neck of the woods? Everybody lathering up, or is it just Javik?
I'm.
everyone's leather.
Okay.
Yeah, I guess I'll. Alright.
Fair enough.
I'm also gonna extend the sunlight of the sun sword to 30 feet of bright light and dim light. So
He's extending his sunlight sword, is what he's saying before he cuts off. Cool.
oh, for fuck's sake!
Anybody else doing anything? Any other preps before moving on?
Like in the journey, I was saying like I would like to try to identify the potion, the trade secret from Broken Promise. If it's possible, if not, I won't.
Oh, dude, I said it was reserved only for special clients. Is that the one you purchased?
Yes, if it's I
Whatever.
cannot get it, then
No,
it's
no, it's fine. She would have.
the
I already said it. You got it, but that's fine.
Okay.
As I've said before, it is the exact same consistency and weight as the lathering potion you just smeared on yourself.
Okay.
Trying to identify it. Are you casting it with a spell slot?
No, like using the hour of the journey.
Okay. I wish you would have told me that before, because you're doing things in retrospect. So you're casting it now, my guy.
Okay.
Casting it toward the last of your hour, ending the spell just as you guys are applying this very same potion to your skins. You detect no magical arrows from this potion.
Okay.
What does identify do when it's not when it's a mundane item?
No, I don't have identify. I need to spend like the full hour to identify.
Fuck's sakes. Okay. But I've got to look up what identify does, because I'm curious myself. If it is a magic item or some other magic imbued object, you learn its properties. If instead you touch a creature throughout the casting, you learn spells, if any are currently affecting it. Identify does not work on mundane items, I learned today. Okay.
Yeah, but I'm not casting identify. I don't have that spell.
Does arcane lore, or whatever it's called, the lore spell, work on mundane items?
I think so.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. That being said, what do we do? Party.
I think we make our way in. On the side. I think we just start making our way towards it. Ultimately, we have to figure out, are we trying the flying approach?
We're going through the gate.
Okay.
They was saying that
Wait, over the
castle
bridge.
over the bridge.
Oh, at least
Let's
there's
see if
something.
They even say that the castle is surrounded by giants, gloomstalkers, and there is a storm constantly
Okay.
there.
Cross the bridge it is then.
Away we go.
You approach
And don't
castle.
stealth at all with your sword as bright as it is.
Fair enough. You approach Castle Ravenloft and you see that the bridge has been raised shut. Across from it is nothing but a fog-filled crevice, an abyss of this green, swirling fog below. Poison. What do you do?
The front gate, and so as we approach, we start looking up at the gatehouses here. Is the gate open or closed?
The drawbridge?
Yes.
The drawbridge is lifted closed.
Okay.
How wide is the gap? Like how long is the bridge?
If you were to eyeball it, appears to be about 50 feet.
50 feet.
The bridge itself being a 20 by 50 dimension.
And if I was to, and it's like 1,000 feet down.
You can't see the bottom.
But it does
Well-
have poison.
Okay.
He's not gonna just let down his bridge and allow us to come stake him in the heart. I thought we might be flying up there or doing a low altitude maneuver.
In between flashes of lightning, you see the silhouettes of flying manifestations trailing black smoke in their wake. About 6 of them surrounding the various towers of the castle, patrolling around. Through the thundering clashes of the storm, you can hear their shrieks in the distance. All the while, this constant thrumming of a heart reverberates outwards from the castle.
I'll grab one end of the rope and command it to get to the top of the bridge and tie itself there.
It is a flat surface. If you ever seen a drawbridge, it is just wooden planks. What sort of hole are you looking for?
I was expecting to see like a hook they could put itself on, but
Like a specialty hook just for adventurers to hook onto?
Like
I
any
don't know,
ornamentation.
yeah,
or, like,
exactly.
metal,
Ornaments?
like not ornaments, like
Yeah.
it's like kind of anal.
Mhm.
No, probably
what
like
they
any
are
iron
using
work
stairs
around it.
sometimes.
Fair enough. I'm just looking up a picture real quick.
That doesn't work.
Okay.
Can make us a bridge.
So, as you're looking around toward the edge of the bridge to either side of its top, you can see where the chains are attached to ironwork along the side of the bridge, helping it sort of draw down and up. The chains go past the wall into two holes in the wall of the castle toward the machination that drives it. But where the chains link up with the bridge, you can see there is a place where you can loop around the rope into one of the iron links. And that will give you a hold on one side of the bridge. Does that make sense?
Yes, I get it. Well, the rope will start tying itself around it.
It secures itself. It's like a very quick work, a couple knots, and it's taut in your hand.
Anyone wants to try this first?
Sure, I can.
Is there a reason we don't want to try just flying over?
I think it's to keep our ability to fly until later if we need it. No sense in using power when we don't have to. Python on the ground on this side, tie the rope off, and then I will go ahead and start climbing across.
Fair enough. Tight roping it across. You see Ramirez proceed onwards on an upward slope. Go ahead and make me an acrobatics check.
Okay.
The rain slicks across the rope as you begin to lose balance and slip off, and you lose your footing, and you at the last moment go ahead and reach for the rope, trying to save yourself from a 1,000-foot drop. Go ahead and make me a dexterity saving throw. The rest of the party, you see this happening, you get a reaction as well. Yep.
Does that have any effect on it?
As he's falling, I'll tell the rope to knock itself, trying to give like
Forming two knock points for you to provide better grip. Go ahead and roll me that dexterity saving throw with advantage. You manage to grab on with one arm, and you look down toward the precipice where the droplets of water from the rain just skew your perspective in a dizzying height. As you look back, grab on, and you are currently holding on with two hands to this taut rope. You'll be able to go across it. Spider climb allows you to climb across like walls and vertical surfaces and stuff. It's steady. This is a rope. It's like it's barely an inch.
Okay.
Yeah. I am taking it out into account to even allow this check.
Yeah.
But yes, fair enough. You are proceeding onwards at this point. You're about 10 feet away from the drawbridge, holding on with your hands and maybe like clinging with your feet to steady yourself. What does the party do as you guys watch him sort of climb across? I'll go ahead and put us on this
He's
map.
gonna lower the bridge, and for all of us to try that as well.
He
I'm gonna say there's no way I'm gonna be able to cross that.
No?
Yeah, I
Why
think
not?
we should fly across.
Don't put Ramirez's original token down. You're no longer in cold gear. If I have it. I don't think I have it.
Savik, why do you think that you cannot cross it? Just as under.
I'm not very. I'm a lot heavier, and I'm not gonna be able to really.
Fuck it.
If I'm gonna lose grip, I'm gonna fall, and there's nothing that's gonna save me.
I understand, but trust in your destiny. But it wasn't you here. I am giving you guidance.
Not enough for me.
I think we should just fly across.
I understand
Okay,
how
so-
gravity works, but have faith.
Have faith. You know, I'm gonna go for it. Like, you, Sickle, are you willing to try or?
Why don't... Oh, I'll chop back across. Why don't you tie yourselves harnesses so you don't fall off?
Is a python in the ground gonna hold about almost 600 pounds worth
The
of flesh and gear?
the rope holds 3,000 pounds.
Sure does.
Like,
I think we should fly.
I think we should just probably fly just directly to the heart. I mean, we just take the most direct
Yeah.
route. Anything that comes to our way, we just try to blow through them. And you at
This
least
was
get
the reason why we got
inside.
fly in the first place.
we don't have fly for everyone. That's one of the issues. So,
Not having fly.
only for two, no more.
So it would be fly
Can't you
with
fly?
people being.
And then other people can be carried by our allies?
Half speed. Maybe with if we put it on the Shield Guardian, he could be able to carry one or two at full speed, like a mount. You wanna use fly, guys?
I mean, we don't have
The
enough.
Guardian casts fly on himself.
And someone
Carries
else.
Zavik. Right. Himself and Ezekiel, he carries Zavik. Allies carry Ramirez. You can fly yourself, and then we all fly across, and what's the problem with that?
Okay. In that case,
Real quick, how long does it take to cast locate creature? Action, or is it like 10 minutes?
I think it's an action. I'm not sure. Action.
Okay. Okay.
In that case, if everyone wants to cast fly, we have 10 minutes. No more, guys. Okay. And concentration on the Guardian. The Guardian will put his hands together and start releasing the magical energies that has been stored. With one connection going to Ezekiel or Savik, who wants it?
Probably Zavik. Better fight. Better
Give it to
strength.
Zavik. And
Okay. One tendril of the magic goes to Savik and the other one envelops him. And yeah. Do you climb on top of him, Ezekiel?
running him piggyback style. Let's go.
Okay.
10 minutes starting now.
Can we both of us get on top of the Guardian, or he has to do 2 trips? Tom.
The
We have
Guardian.
allies that can carry you, don't we?
Yes, Lorian?
Don't we have allies that can carry so,
The volume is
Davian
again, like, going
Martikov
down.
is about 90 years old. I don't think he can carry jack shit.
Well, as the Guardian is carrying Ezekiel around, I'm gonna try my luck. I say like God is in our side, and he is. I'm gonna use guidance on me and start crossing the rope while my friends are flying.
Okay, so just to be clear, you're flying where? Past the curtain wall?
I think at the top of the bridge where Ramirez is.
Take a look at this handout. And you can even take a look at the front of the castle to see what I'm asking you.
Okay.
This is sort of what you're facing, right? If you now count the courtyard, there's a curtain wall that is blocking you from the courtyard. It is about 90 feet tall. Below it is the drawbridge, right? So are you flying up 90 feet past the curtain wall?
Ezekiel, where do you want?
I'm looking at this.
Feel free to ask questions. I would rather you guys ask me questions and be clear about what you're doing than add into this blind.
Now I get what you mean. I
Is
thought
there anything
like
on the wall?
What do you mean by on the wall? Where are you looking?
Like on top of the.
Okay, at the parapets, climbing up the wall, on the battlements. Roll me a perception check.
At the moment.
Yes. Hold on. Let me end all Lorian's first. Everybody's jumping on top of each other here. Lorian, go ahead and roll for Ezekiel. Perception check with disadvantage. You're looking into darkness. You're looking into the Everstorms, dim, gloom-cast shadows of the parapets into the distance. Go ahead and roll me that perception check. Cool. 13 perception check. In between the flashes of light that give you a glance of a brief instance of bright light between the flashes, you see the metallic gleam of a single figure. It looks to be a guard, human height, patrolling one end of the parapet and is slowly meandering from one side from the north to the south. You can see the gleam of the lightning off his full plate armor. Aside from that, you see the silhouettes of the flying creatures throughout, sort of patrolling around, and nothing else much.
How high up are they patrolling?
90 feet sort of where the curtain wall has the parapets in the open. You can see that the gleam of the armor in between as it's passing between the raised brickwork here and there, you know? I wish I could... You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to upload this image. I'm going to put it on the map, actually, and draw what I'm talking about. Maybe it will make things clearer. I just realized this map did not have dynamic lighting. Hopefully it does it now, right?
I think it does, assuming that right here is a door of some sort.
It's the drawbridge. I just don't want to limit your movement. The drawbridge ends a lot earlier than that, but whatever. Okay, can you guys see... If you guys zoom in, can you guys see what I'm putting down on the map if I put it down here?
Yes.
Okay, so where I'm going to draw this line, hopefully it's not too small, let me know if it is. At this height are the parapets, right?
Mm-hmm.
So that's where you saw the gleam of armor, walking around along those parapets.
I mean, at the moment I will say, like, don't get to the wall. Like, let's regroup everyone together on the other side of the bridge. Like, there are arrow slits, and if one of them see you, they're gonna start shooting. Also in the sky, there is, flying sentinels, so...
Do we land at the top? Actually, I'm on the other side already.
Yeah, you're in the other side. I'm the only one that is...
You're on the rope. You're above the precipice still, holding on, from what I understood. Or did you make it all the way back to land?
I would have made it... I thought I was 10 feet from the other side, and I would have continued.
Yes, 10 feet from the closed drawbridge. You can see the drawbridge is closed on a slight angle, but there's little to no gap, maybe enough for like a tiny creature or like a bug or something or a bird to crawl through. Other than that, you can see through the slit is the courtyard, and then the two chain mechanisms to either side, to one of which is secured to rope.
Yep. I would spider climb the drawbridge. And...
Okay, you're attaching yourself Spider-Man style to the drawbridge. It's a flat surface, even though it's slick. Your spider climb, you can naturally, without a check, climb it. You're back in friendly territory when it comes to terrain.
Okay, with everyone on the other side of the rope of the bridge, and with me being here, I'm gonna grab the rope and command it to secure itself around me. I'm gonna swing through it. I'm gonna start climbing.
So securing the rope around your waist, you just leap of faith off the edge of the precipice, swinging and catching the other side of the cliff with your legs. The rope holds, thankfully. You begin climbing up, and you can reach as far up as 50 feet up to where the other rope is secured, the other end to the chain. You and Ramirez are pretty much, say, here. Everybody who's on this side where Martikov is, or on land. I just don't have the map, doesn't extend that way. But yes.
Okay.
Cool.
Just keep going up, climbing to the top of the bridge and the top of the chain, and then once I'm on top, I start descending on the other side. Same way, by hanging on to the rope. Descending
to the other side of the drawbridge through the small crevice that's big enough for a bug?
Yes.
So you're not going to fit.
You're a medium-sized creature. Yes, it's a. If I were to, maybe I should draw this.
Okay.
Maybe I should provide a visual. It's okay. We don't have a visual map. Maybe I'm just not being clear. So say, this is fun. I like drawing. It's fine. Say we have. This is where the cliff where we stand, right? And there's a precipice. This is the castle cliff. This is the pillar of Ravenloft. Here is the castle wall, the parapets, and there's like towers and shit, right? This is the castle, right? And there's a little closed drawbridge over here that's on a slight angle, but it's closed, right? I was describing a slight crack over yonder where you can peer through and get a visual into the courtyard, but the bridge is closed. It's phrase closed.
Okay.
All right. You are hanging over here along with Ramirez. Attached to you is that length of rope. Your ally is over yonder on the other side of the cliff. Now that you have that, do you have a better vision?
Okay.
Well,
Now knowing that,
Mm-hmm.
waiting for our allies to get to cross, and how high is where Ramirez and I are from the top of the wall?
If you're at the top of the drawbridge, you're about 50 feet from where the stone pillar ground is.
well,
Um,
Silica, why don't you hold position here? I climb up to the top of the tower with a rope, drop it down, or top of the wall with a rope, drop it down to you, and you climb back up with the rope. Our other companions can fly over.
yes, that's the idea.
Okay, cool. So we're saying that Ezekiel also has fly on him, just so I'm clear.
I'm being carried by the armor.
By the shield guard.
The shield guardian has fly on it.
Shield Guardian, right.
Yes.
Okay, and so that's 2 targets. Any other targets?
No, only 2 targets.
Okay, and if I understand correctly, the shield guardian is the one who's holding concentration, correct?
Yes, he's focusing. Let me put the
No,
icon on him.
I got it. Just so you know, you have about 2 minutes left to spell. But so
2 minutes.
you said 10 minutes. Yeah.
That was 8 minutes.
What?
Yes, it's very hard for us to
That was
understand
8
what this all
min-
looks like.
I have a timer going on. You guys have 2 minutes. I'm added like a minute on top of that because we're discussing some things too. But you have 2 minutes left to dispel. The shield guardian will grab Ezekiel onto him. Javik, you're able to lift yourself off the ground and control the flight. The shield guardian can grab Martikov as well if you wish. Yeah.
I'm just gonna.
Yeah.
Isn't Martikov in Raven form flying around?
You could
Or
communicate with him. What are you guys doing?
I thought he was already in Raven form scouting.
You
But
could.
On the way
Yeah.
over here, they were all
Let's
above
go.
us.
yes, that sorry, I didn't realize I had to tell him that. I thought he had described that was his plan.
Where is he going in Ravenfall?
I-
He can shift and he will land on your shoulder, looking at you. Like where do you direct him?
Well, I'll
Now
point.
that we're-
Hmm?
Now that we've made it to the castle, and he wasn't kind of just circling overhead during our journey, why don't you stay on shoulder until we get in, and then potentially just stay out of sight up high as you can,
I'll,
avoid being detected.
Is that what
You have a chance.
the rest of the party can also have a say in this, by the way? Just so
Yeah. I will say like
take the force.
he should like check the distance from where we are to the tower that has the heart. Like that's where we are going first to see what's it's in the road. Like if it's patrol, and
It's not throwaway.
and come back. Like check that and come back to us.
You're saying check the distance. You can eyeball it from here. It's not a rope to toss away.
I don't know, like fly up and see what is in the middle. Like if there is anything in the heart, anything in the wall, anything.
You want to just spy on tower?
Yeah.
Okay.
Spy on the top.
No problem. Can do. Just bear with me here. My system is being a bit slow. There we go. I had like
On
more
the
spawn.
Ravenloft
Mhm.
height handout, is that above that door
Yes,
where it has the little sun? Is that just like a
it's a
pane
window.
of glass?
Yes,
Oh, it's a
pane,
window.
pane of glass, and it's partially shattered.
Okay, cool. I'm gonna fly through it.
Okay, cool. You fly through it. You'll have to shatter some more to get right through it. Is that what you wish to do?
I want to go right through it.
Okay, Javik, as you do so, go ahead and roll me a stealth check. This is just you being quiet as an owl as you fly on past. Holy shit, is Rule 20 ever not being responsive right now? Jesus Christ, I'm gonna turn off maybe...
I have heavy.
bear with me 1 second, I'm gonna shut off my voice mod and turn back on. I think it's the thing that's stealing my RAM right now, okay? 1 second. Jesus fucking Christ, holy shit. Good things go right. Let's go. Oh, I'm not even using voice mod in Discord. That's annoying. Because I'm still on, right?
Yeah.
Okay, well that's annoying. So did you roll me that stealth check? Okay, with your heavy armor?
Yeah.
Okay, Javik, you, as you are proceeding on through, you make it past the curtain wall, and you see Or make a perception check. We'll see how much detail you can detect. The most obvious thing you can see as patrolling the curtain wall is a hollow suit of armor with mist coming out of the pores where its head would be, where its arms would be, where its legs would touch the ground. It's like the body's made of mist, but the armor gleaming is attached to it. And you note, I think you did a Tome of Strahd. You did a memory in Argynvost, right? The Battle of Argynvost?
Yeah.
It is the exact same armor that Strahd wore during that battle. And it's patrolling the parapets. As you pass on right above it, just fate so happens that a flash of lightning illuminates you from back, and it looks onto you, and you see it like lift its one like arm that ends in a claw of mist, and it's aiming its hand towards you, and you see a mote of lightning begin to charge up in it. Do you do anything before the spell is fully charged as it's targeting you?
I'm at least going to try to get through to the other side and
Okay.
come up.
Sure thing. One moment. The only thing that's slowing me down right now is just Roll20 loading things slowly. I'm literally...
Zapek looks like one of Strahd's night creatures, and he doesn't get attacked even if he's seen.
Negligible.
That'd be dope. He's probably got a mark on me though.
Do you try and deceive him somehow? I'm giving you like one action worth of stuff to...
If I can, I'll use a disguise self and disguise myself as just some like horrible shade-looking figure.
Ooh, I like that. How do you... where are you getting disguise self from? I'm just curious.
It's a furball trait.
Oh, that's cool. I'm just learning. Disguise yourself. Make yourself... Look, different spell ends. You can choose one for tall. You can change your body type, or you can use a double form that has some basic arrangement for limbs. So, like, you're going for like, describe what you're going for. Describe the sort of disguise.
Just like a horrible, just abomination that's able to fly, and I'm still gonna have all like the cosmic elements that I've had, like the hair and the Watchers with me and everything. I'm hoping that'll kind of like add to it. Just looking like decrepit and kind of malformed.
Okay. You have the looks. How do you convince the armor to stop shooting? Do you say anything?
No, because if it doesn't have, obviously if I'm the only thing that it's picking up on, I would just use like a more gravelly, kind of like raspy voice to
Okay.
maybe perhaps try to convince it those who seek to hurt our Dark Lord have been sighted near the what? Oh wait, hold on. This has an arrow on it. The southern wall, and our attention is over there.
Okay. Terrifying as you are, gravelly voice. Go ahead and roll me a deception check. This will be contested, but it's rather low intelligence, it being an object. But it still has some semblance of... Wow.
I'm Strahd.
you see the lightning charge down as it clambers toward the edge of the parapets and peers, and now can't tell if it even has some sort of a vision sense, but it's peering down toward the depths of where the courtyard is, and just gleaming there, and it's just watching at this point, not paying you any mind. You proceed onwards. What did you also roll a perception check there? Higher up, was it high?
That's a 20.
22.
22.
You see these creatures flying around, along with a pair of Gloomstalkers toward the highest of the two towers, are sort of like flying around in a patrol sort of formation. Flying in no discernible direction at all are 4 other creatures that look like this. Let me put it in the chat.
Those are disgusting.
Yes.
I'm scared.
These little
Mom,
freaking...
pick me up.
I'm scared. Yes.
Is
There's
it too late
flying
to accept Strahd's? Yeah, go ahead. Sorry.
flying centipede-like creatures with many limbs and these wide bat-like wings that some of them fly, some of them scuttle along the walls in sort of a diagonal climb from window to window, and then sort of flying off from a window ledge and onwards toward a random pattern patrol, just populating the blackest parts of the sky. Collectively, they just look like horrors of night. You're not sure what sort of creature this is.
That's fucking terrifying.
Mm-hmm.
On the inside, with that perception, is there a
You are...
like a lever of some sort?
Let me put you on a map. Why is it being so damn awful? I think it's just reacting. I'm sorry to complain, but like, it's not even Roll20. It's like literally my computer is dying of RAM troubles right here, and I think it's
Roll20 for me is as snappy as it ever is.
okay. Fair enough. So these are the parapets, Javik, right? This is where you got targeted, right over yonder.
Yes.
What's your vision like? What do you see? I think you see in black and white what the castle was already discovered, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so can you ping real quick where you're going?
If I'm through here, this parapet is 90 feet up. These two giants, are they just standing there, just staring off into space?
Well, not staring off space, but in a very much like statuesque sort of form. One is holding their giant axe with two hands. The other one only has the one arm, so it's holding onto its axe with one arm. And they're not moving because undead creatures don't need to breathe or anything, so they're just very still. But as you make your way past the courtyard, you can see that they're standing there. I don't know how to describe it. They're statuesque. They're not moving. Yeah.
That's fine. I didn't know if they were just like zone the fuck out, or they're just like, yeah.
You can see the glow in their eyes. Their eyes are open, but it's a very undead nature, just not moving. Yeah.
If I'm here, is anyone else like able to make themselves be seen, or are they over yet?
Depends what the party's doing.
Yeah.
You guys can speak all at the same time as this plan is going. You have about a minute left to your flying, so no rush. Time is ticking down. The majority of the spell was spent just planning stuff, and then you took action. So better if you have a destination you're going to, let's get it done.
I mean, we're going for the heart, so let's not be coy with it and just go through it. Everyone agrees?
I've started climbing up towards the top of the wall with the other end of the rope so that I can tie that up so we can climb up. Ezekiel, what are you doing with the shield golem when it's flying in the 30 seconds we have at this
Being
point?
carried by the shield golem. Where it flies, I'm going.
Where do you want it to go? It will follow at this point.
Can I push you here? You can. Okay, cool. But
Well, I had told
it's gonna block your vision.
yeah,
Yep.
I had told the Guardian that like they said that we were appearing from the south, so I don't know if that command is
So-
gonna get relayed or not. But if you guys have a window, I'd say take it.
Okay, as we clearly need to make decisions. This okay, unless you think otherwise. Shield Guardian should just follow us and get up to the top of the tower, up of the wall, so that we're not.
Yeah.
Sounds good.
Ezekiel doesn't fall to death.
I think I fixed your vision
Yep,
there.
get
This is
to the
better.
top of the tower.
Yeah, there we go.
Yeah.
I can't put my token on there.
No, because
I'm gonna-
some things are blocked. Okay, so being grappled by the shield guardian, it's gonna go ahead and maneuver you to where Ramirez is. Top of the wall.
Sounds good.
Parapets. There you go.
I've attached the rope to the parapet, and it's down for the Silka to climb up.
Javik, as this is all going on, you see the silhouette of a raven fly past you. As it flies up toward the... I don't have animal sound effects because voice mount is not cooperating. Martikov is going to go ahead and fly, and you see him fly up and up. He's going to roll a stealth check. As everybody's climbing on over together. Martikov, stealth, insight, perception. No bonuses to stealth. Understandable. That's dexterity. 20. Awesome. Just gonna roll a perception check. Or what's their passive? Fair enough. You had him spy on the heart tower. He's going to take a minute to do that. That's what he's doing. As everybody is making the way across, you can see Javik there are up on the parapets of yonder, on the curtain wall.
Okay. Excuse me. Hopefully that guy, and if he was telling any of the other creatures that were around, if hopefully they're going to get their attention to go to the south, I'm going to just start.
It's not speaking.
Kind of.
I'll let you know what you know. Like it's not. There's no voice coming out of it. It's simply looking down at the courtyard and investigating around. Yeah.
Okay. I didn't know if if it has any kind of other features. I don't know what the fuck it is.
Fair enough. I'm just telling you what you see.
Yeah, I'm just going to start hovering low to the walls. Or excuse me, the roof, and then I'm gonna just start like hover close to the spire, kind of just maybe I guess still trying to stay in the shadows as best as I can, and then I'm gonna try to make my way up to the heart.
To the heart tower. So over yonder.
Yeah, right there.
Okay. Let me just see if there's any windows you see as you approach that tower, real quick. Okay, so Raven, loft.
Yeah, I'll command the Shield Guardian to do the same, to follow Savik.
Fair enough.
Dang.
Shield Guardian is gonna roll stealth check.
Yes, he has.
He's a thick ass boy.
Thick ass gleaming boy illuminated by lightning. You bet it. Does not have any modifiers.
Guidance on him before he leaves.
16.
I'll give him guidance.
Okay.
No.
It's 1d4. He's got a 20, my boy. My shiny boy.
Sure did.
Thank you, boy.
Ezekiel rolls a stealth check.
Well, I have to roll it too, even though I'm being carried by him.
Yeah, you're also in the visual range, of course.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
could you
I'll
cross?
Yeah.
What do you say?
I'll use my inspiration on this stealth check.
Go ahead and reroll.
Do you have a plan to get across?
Yeah, I have a way.
22.
Okay.
Okay.
You hurry.
With that 20.
It gives you a advantage on your roll technically, but I'll allow it. Sure, it's inspiration. All right. As you two are making your way through the air, the giants appearing like their gaze is cast toward a courtyard where they're guarding it. Thanks to Javik's actions, it seems to be that the walking piece of armor over yonder, this little guy over here, is peering down the parapets and is looking downwards as well as you guys are flying above it. Doesn't seem to spot you guys, and now and then you see those flying horrors patrolling around. They don't seem to descend upon you just yet. So you're making your way across to where Javik is, and just as you make it across, where are you landing? Where do you command the Shield Guardian to land?
Next to Savik. Cannot
Well,
see.
not you, Vasilka. You're still on the.
I'll
Can you
command him
can you
to
give it?
land.
Well, that's a good opportunity to actually ask this. Can Vasilka give it command from like any distance with
Telepathy.
the?
Yeah, I use telepathy with him. Yeah.
What's the range?
As long as I'm in the same planar plane.
Cool. That's good to know. All right, cool. So
Thanks,
Vasilka, then where do you command the Shield Guardian to land?
To follow Savik. Wherever he lands,
Okay.
he will land.
Javik, where do you land?
I wanted to lay it up top, but you said you brought me back to see if there was any windows to peer into. And then
Yeah, there's no windows. There is, because you're flying high enough to see, and you're seeing the stealth check so far. There is the top of this tower. There is the top of this tower where the stairs are, and there's the bridge with the entrance where Martikov is now flying out of back toward the rest of the group, or where the last of the group is. So I'm asking you, like, with that in mind, where do you land?
I'll no, I can't move, but I'll just move like right here, right now, between
Here?
that bridge a little bit. Yeah.
Okay. With a thud, you hear the Shield Guardian Armament style just crash onto the ground there. Just as it crashed because just as it approached for a soft landing, the fly spell stopped and he was like slowly descending at 60 feet per round toward the ground. crashing there, leaving a few cracks in the ground. So this is where you guys land as the spell ends, which is good because it doesn't need to hold concentration anymore. Fair enough.
By the way,
So
I'll grab the rope just so it's not getting
you can
staying on.
command it to untie itself, and it unties and slithers back and coils into your hand very neatly. So at this point, we have patrollers. Cool, maximum security. You see 3 of those flying creatures beginning flying close toward where the courtyard is, having made their way around the entire castle. So keep that in mind. With that in mind, we then have... I'm just closing some handouts I had open, just so I'm not spamming my screen. Awesome. Okay. With that in mind, we have Martkov return to you guys. He cannot speak in his raven form, so he's going to go ahead and shift back to his humanoid form and crouch low as he lands. And he says, "I've investigated the tower. I saw a crystallized heart with a silhouette within, that of a woman. There are some security measurements in place, I suspect. Mostly the floating crystal itself shutters the entire tower. I couldn't fly inside without losing my I couldn't land anywhere without losing my footing." You do ask him anything specific, he can give you information about what he saw inside the tower.
Was there anyone inside the tower with that woman?
Not that I saw. I saw a few crawling figures toward the base of the tower down below about 100 feet. Crawling on the walls.
I will disguise self into Irina. Is this the one?
That's the one.
Of course. Back to myself. That's what Irina is. It's going to be potentially more complicated. You said you couldn't get... You said the heart was protecting the tower, that you couldn't get in without losing your footing.
No, it was shuddering the entire tower with each beat.
Well, that should be dangerous, but it should be okay for now.
Where are the rest of you?
The others are at the top of that tower. We're about to make our way over there now.
Oh, alright. Well, take wing. Let's go.
If I peek over the parapet,
Right.
look down into the actual courtyard, because the parapet is a black wall for me right now. I can't actually see anything in there.
There you go.
I'm looking over. There's stuff in there that's...
You see
It's
the shoulder of one frost giant zombie with one arm standing there, vigilant, guard. Yeah, just stop down there.
Okay. Well, I'm saving this, and I get across to that location. I'm going to use my Charm of the Cynic to gaseous form.
Fair enough. Slowly turn into a misty cloud. Gaseous form then is what? Let me read it so the entire party is aware of what's going on here.
Yeah, so gaseous form, you transform a willing creature you touch, myself, along with everything it's wearing, carrying into a mist cloud for the duration. The spell ends if it drops to 0 hit points.
To 1 hour.
Right, up to 1 hour. It's concentration. Well, in this form, the target's only method of movement, which is a flight speed of 10, so I'm very slow. But I have resistance to a bunch of stuff and can pass through small holes and openings and cracks. And I do treat liquids as if they're solid surfaces, though. I remain hovering even the air and otherwise incapacitated. So I will very slowly make my way up to the top of the tower as a form of mist.
All right. Vasilka, what are you doing?
At the moment, she's praying, and she grabs the reliquary that she received in Crest, and she puts a feather inside of it. Yeah, I'd rather do it. She starts chanting asking for guidance, and the feather inside start to bright a little bit up, and from it start to take a human shape as I summon Celestial.
Neat. Summon Celestial then, 5th level, a conjuration spell. You call forth a Celestial Spirit. Memphis is in an angelic form in an unoccupied space that you can see within range right beside you. The corporeal form uses the Celestial Spirit stat block. I'll give you that to you in a second here. You can choose the Avenger or Defender for the spell though. Your choice determines whether the creature has attack is in stat block, what it is. The creature disappears when it drops to 0 hit points, or when the spell ends after up to 1 hour while you're concentrating on this. So you're concentrating on that, eh?
Yeah.
I'll put a little think bubble on you for concentration because that's the universal thing that we were using. There we go. The creature is an ally to you and your companions. In combat, the creature shares your initiative count, but it takes its turn immediately after yours. It obeys your verbal commands, no action required by you. If you don't issue any, it takes the dodge action. Look, thematic. And uses its movement to avoid danger. Neat. Okay, cool. So let's do... It's an Avenger, eh?
Yeah, the Defender.
Defender?
Mm-hmm.
If I can spell. Summon Celestial. Maybe it's under something else in the compendium. Let me check here real quick. Celestial Spirit. Yeah, Celestial Spirit. There it is. Ooh, big boy.
Yeah, Celestial Spirit.
It's just adding to the game. And then edit into Vasilka's control. In player's journal, all players under the control of Vasilka. There we are. Its health. Its armor class is 11 plus the level of the spell, which is 5 because you didn't upcast. So that's going to be, let's set that to 11 plus 5, 16.
Yeah, 18. Defender only. Defender gets +2.
Okay, I was gonna get to. Okay. Where are you getting that? Because I don't have. Can you send me a link to what you're looking at, please? Because Rule 20 does not supply me. Oh.
This is the part. Armor class 11 plus the spell level +2 for the defender.
So what's my armor class then?
18.
18. Thank you. Hit points is 40 plus 10 for each spell level above 5th. So 40.
40.
Oh. Okay. 40. Not upcast. Oh my god. 40. There we go. 30 foot and 40 foot fly speed. Awesome. Any changes to its attributes? Like the strength, dexterity, constitution, intelligence, wisdom, charisma?
Everything stays the same.
Okay. Press perception to speaks Celestial, understands the language that you speak as well. Its attack actions. Does the defender? I'm gonna open that link. Let's see here.
The only thing that changed is the damage.
Does it get a bow?
No, it gets
Avenger only. I see it. Okay, Defender only. Got it. Why did I delete it? That's fine. And Healing Touch. Cool. So do you see the stat block? Should be ready.
It's not opening at the moment.
Can you try again? Should be opening for you.
Not opening.
Pretty cool.
Should it open by itself, or should I click anything?
You should, you should go to the. I launched it for you. Well, you should go to journal and open the stat block. Yes. It's at the top of journal. All right.
Yeah.
Cool. So you summon your Celestial. It greets you as its master in Celestial. What do you do?
I'll command him to take me to the top of the tower.
Fair enough. Davian shifts into his Raven form and follows along with you. The Celestial is going to roll a stealth check along with you, Silk, as well. You also roll me a stealth check.
Cannot cast guidance on that.
You can. If you want, you can pray to your gods.
No, because it requires concentration. So
well, there you go.
20 for me. I don't know what it is disadvantage. I should take that out.
Heavy armor. Are you wearing it?
But it's ice flex, so it shouldn't have that property.
Add that on your sheet. Fair enough.
Yeah.
You make it about top of the parapets where Javik was last, over yonder. And as you do so, the animated armor spots the celestial in its glorious form and aims at it. There's no deception here. It's going to aim it and hit it. Go ahead and can you rule me its initiative? Because I want to see who gets to go first. The armor rules a 9.
15.
Okay. Does the celestial do anything as it sees this magic charge up?
How far is it from the tower?
From the tower? Oh, let's measure it. Not including verticality, distance-wise, it is about 85 feet from the tower. 75, 85 feet from a round object.
It will dash. Like the fastest that he can go. Like he's gonna ignore it.
What is the armor class of the celestial? 18?
18. Yeah.
Okay. Actually not armored. It gets hit for 9 lightning damage as it dashes on through with you in its grasp. You see the lightning envelop its form as it tanks it and proceeds onwards at its fly speed. 40 feet is over yonder. Davian used the opportunity to land on the tower, proceeding through it, and watching you as you then get your action again. It is essentially top of the round between the two of you. This 2 creature combat. You get the first. The celestial gets the first action. What does it do? Keeps dashing.
Yeah, he keeps dashing.
Okay. You dash. You see another chain lightning streak past, just behind its shoulder, missing, hitting the heart tower. As you, top speed, make your way to the tower. Fair enough. The last you saw.
everyone.
The last you saw of the armor, you saw it heading eastward under the sort of the roof over here and disappearing out of sight.
Okay.
As you guys all group up at the top of that tower, I'll read sort of your surroundings, just to reorient yourself. But what you do see is that with the flashes of lightning that chased the celestial, the 3 creatures, the 3 horrors that were flying around, also spotted that, and they're now on top of that initiative. Unless you guys choose, no, we're gonna roll initiative. No,
Is this, do these stairs have like a door on them?
no, they descend down. I'm gonna have.
Does this tower have any doors?
Well, as soon as I roll initiative here, just so I can get that out of the way, okay? And I'll answer that. I'll give you a sort of view of what is around everybody and stuff. Oh, sorry, guys, roll initiative already.
I'll get mine.
It's okay.
Where's there? Initiative.
Ramirez rolled a 4 there. 4, 9. Okay. And let me open the map. We are. This is K58. Bear with me. This is a big castle. Ravenloft. This is map.
Compendium.
Spires? No, not spires.
I'm looking for the token of the Shield Guardian. Give me a second.
It's right here. It's with you.
Yeah, no, but the stat block.
Shift double click.
Yeah, shift double click the. Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
No problem. You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna open 5e tools. Fuck this confusing ass journal. It's a struggle. Let me open up 5e tools. It's gonna be much faster this way. Chapter 4, Castle Ravenloft. Walls of Ravenloft. Overlook, and we are at K58. Okay. 60-foot diameter tower roof rimmed with battlements. A slender stone bridge with no railing spans the gap between this tower and the slightly taller tower to the north. To the east, the high tower of Ravenloft thrusts skyward with no apparent opening at this level. Black, boiling clouds hurl rain down from above. A strong wind blows across the slender bridge of stone and masonry. The bridge's old iron railings have rusted away years ago, leaving the bridge without any handholds. The set of stairs leads downwards before you Ezekiel, as we start from the top of combat with horrors moving at their top speed, encroaching in. First horror is really far away. Okay. Flying horrors. Moves. Flying speed and dashes. Over yonder. I'll put on some... There we go. Some better music.
We either need to go towards the light or we need to go down into the tower.
Yep. The Celestial Spirit acts on your initiative, Basilica 9. So, with that being said, it's Ezekiel's turn. Sorry, you were saying, Nick?
No, I was just like letting everyone know like what I'm thinking. Just like either we need to go towards the light or down into the tower and get out of their, you know, advantage of flying like area. They'll pick us off.
Agreed.
I think we go into the light. Gonna. Aren't we inside a room right now?
No, you're in open.
No.
Oh, this is the open. Okay. There's no roof above us. Gotcha.
No.
For some reason, the roles of the shield guardian are messed. Like, say, no attribute was found to the guardian type.
I will roll for the Shield Guardian. Just let me know what you want it to do.
Okay, sure.
Let's all go towards the light. Gonna move 30 feet here. Is everybody agreeing that we're moving?
Okay.
Go ahead.
As you enter the bridge, go ahead and make me a dexterity saving throw.
Ah, shit.
The wind isn't strong enough to knock you off the bridge per se, but you managed to hold your footing. So, is that the top of your movement?
That's my movement.
Okay.
Is everybody else in agreement that we're going? Because if we are, I'm gonna dash.
Yeah, I mean, I'm going
You are.
out of here.
Because I cannot see what's going on
right now. I'm still pissed.
If you're going that way, then I'm following. We just need to get out of the open.
Mm-hmm.
Soka, armor. All right, I'm dashing. Going into here.
Put yourself where you end. Your turn.
I can't see past this thing, so.
Okay, fair enough. That's a fair point. I'll let you know what you see as you enter. Just remember your total movement that you spent so far, and then I'll put this map over here for my convenience sake. Alrighty then, Castle Ravenloft. Jumping between maps here, but that's fine. Ezekiel, you were here, and then you are taking dash action. Where are you moving?
To here, and that'll be. I'll use my bonus action to activate the sun shield, and that'll be my turn.
Sun shield?
Sun sword.
What radius?
15 feet, 15 bright, 15 dim. 30 feet in total sunlight.
Applied.
Awesome.
Alrighty then. As you enter, you see below you a mosaic floor, hundreds of feet below. At the touch of color, this otherwise dark, cold, empty tower that rises down and above you. The spiral staircase descends slowly into the darkness, hugging the outer wall. In the center of the tower, a beating heart. As you step inside, you see the reddish light flares high overhead, and then settles into a dull, pulsing glow. You see the full immensity of the tower. The spiral staircase circles the tower's full height, about 60 feet wide at its base and becoming narrower as it climbs up. At the pinnacle where you stand, a large crystal heart pulses with a silhouette of Irina Kalyana within a woman sheathed in crystal. As you enter it, I roll initiative for the heart. Let's just... the heart. Add that. And roll a d20 for it. Okay. Nice bottom of the round clerical action going on here. The heart. Do everybody see the heart on initiative?
Yes, Trick.
Okay.
I see. Yes.
March has an initiative. Oh my god! Wait, yeah.
Yeah.
I have lost everyone else on the initiative tracker.
Yeah. I see the
Well,
heart and nothing.
I think
I'm assuming that's to do with the.
it has to do with the map. That's fine. I can't fix it on the go right now. Make me another dexterity saving throw. Ezekiel, it's still your turn here.
Oh shit! Another one. I'm not liking this.
As the heart releases a pulse, you feel the entire tower shudder. With Sound Sword in hand, you drop to your knee and you cling on the floor, and you manage to stay where you are, sliding from your little dash there into a more like anchored position. But the tower seems to pulse it outwards, shaking and echoing off the various walls. And as the echo returns, it seems to push toward the center of the tower, toward that 100-foot drop. That's what's up. End of turn.
You know what? Let's move back 5 feet. Yeah, that's the end of my turn.
Fair enough. So Ezekiel has ended his turn back to the map we were at. Ezekiel has ended turn. Yeah, exactly where he's standing there. But actually, it's like over here. That being said, we have the flying horrors.
Wait, I didn't want to exit. I thought I moved 20 feet to get where I was. I didn't realize.
So take a look. Okay. So this is the entrance. Yeah. This is where you end your turn. That's where I'm placing you. Right? Right?
Never mind. I'll stay where I was.
Okay. Now I'll put him over yonder. We have the flying horrors.
I'm supposed to be able to see an entrance, by the way, because all I see is like a void of blackness.
On the current map that we are on, what do you see?
I see I am inside a tower.
Cool.
Great.
On the other map, what did you see?
On the other map, I saw the red heart-looking thing.
So what is the void of darkness that you're talking about?
Basically everything behind my token right now. I don't see anything.
Yes, because those are walls. You're inside a tower. Right?
Okay.
You're inside a circle tower. Okay, coolio.
Okay.
Moving on. To the flying horrors. These two bad boys are going to go ahead and fly at top speed, screeching all the while toward those still in the open. The first one ending its turn here. The second one being close enough to actually attack, I believe. Let me check something here. If it moves at its speed here... It's not black time.
How many are there? There are 3, right?
You saw 3 of them in total, yes. Okay. Javik, make me 2 wisdom saving throws. Ramirez, make me 1. Is the shield guardian capable of being frightened?
Let me check.
I can check that as well. I should have it stat
No,
back on.
immune.
Immune, that's what I figured. David will make that same throw. As they're flying closer, they both shriek terrifyingly in an intimidation display. Coolio. Did anybody fail the DC of 13?
I had to make 2, so I failed 1.
Okay. Fair enough. Just 2 creatures within that range of yours as they're shrieking. Which one did you fail? The first one or the first one? You are terrified of the creature right approaching the bridge. This one over yonder. Okay, Javik? That's
I
your
can't see it. The creature.
Why? Okay, I'll fix that. Thank you. I think the reason being is because transparent walls were not a thing back when this map was made. So let me make that transparent because technically it is. This is transparent as well.
I see 1 token now.
Yeah, I'm working on it. Da-da-da-da. And this wall over here is transparent as well. That should be good. You guys see the outside now, right?
Yeah, from my angle.
Yeah. But
Okay. And this should be transparent as well. That should be much better. Let's do a transparent layer here. The way you can see your allies through the entrance. Ezekiel, right? You can see the allies now?
Yeah.
And okay.
Yep.
Coolio. That should fix that. This is your terrified target, Javik.
Okay.
And the rest saved? Against 13?
Oh, I failed.
Which one?
Well,
Okay. So you're terrified of this
told me
one.
to roll for 1.
Yes, you're terrified of the one that's in range. This one. Martikov, go ahead and roll me a nice stalwarty wisdom saving throw. Nope, fails. Also terrified. What are we using for that? We're using the little F, yes. Alrighty then. Unfortunately, they cannot do anything else on their turn because they're too far away. It is Vasilica's turn.
okay.
That or Javik's. You guys are the same initiative. You can decide between yourselves.
Go ahead.
Okay.
Okay. I'm gonna action. Yeah. I'm gonna move between the legs of the Celestial next to him, and I'm gonna grab Davian by the arm. I'm gonna keep dashing. and
Consider
get
the fact
into
that
this
it's difficult
tunnel.
terrain through that Celestial's space.
Let me see if I can do it.
You could just go around him. It will be the same distance.
Yeah, I'll do that. I'll go around him. Grab Davian
Okay.
by the hand and keep dashing down these stairs.
Okay. Half movement with dash. You make it how far?
So here, this is my full movement. No, sorry. Before I get, here.
You have an additional 15 feet from Davian, essentially, because you're dashing.
So here, like I make it this way, this far.
Okay. Fair enough.
I'm gonna command the Celestial to follow me, really. Get in front of me if he can. Yeah, he's flying. He can get on the other side of me. He is going down, not in this phase.
If he will go down with you, you have to squeeze. Are you aware
Yeah,
of
he
that?
will squeeze.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm aware. But he's gonna get on the other side of me, like on the front of the stairs. That's what I'm trying to say, sorry. He has 80 feet of speed, so yeah, he will make
Sure.
it easily.
So as Ezekiel runs across the bridge, you descend down the stairs with your Celestial. You are about 10 feet below where you started. I'm going to put a little token on him and going to put him at the back of the tokens, so he's below you, Javik. That's the last you see of that. Celestial, as... what do you do, Javik, on your turn?
On my turn, I'm just gonna try to take a couple javelin shots, even though they're gonna be at disadvantage, and just try to kill this one.
I'll put a little frightened icon on you so we remember you're frightened.
Yeah, this map is just like super big.
It's okay. You can zoom in, you know that, right?
Yeah. It's just everything's like really small.
I'm gonna roll
Okay.
for the Shield Guardian too, or let's put the Shield Guardian at the end of the initiative. Because that's
Your Guardian acts on your turn, right?
On your turn.
no, it's independent. Yeah.
Okay.
it's on turn. But yeah, I'll one for him.
All right.
I'm going to just take 2 javelin shots, hopefully try to clip his wing or just try to get him like to fall down or something. Just trying to get, I'm super tense about this, and then I'm gonna let loose. Oops, sorry, this has to be a disadvantage. Let me do, fuck, I'll do another one at normal, and let's take the lower. All right, 19 for
19
9.
hits.
Okay. And then the next disadvantage one, I have disadvantage on.
For 9 piercing
14.
mundane, correct?
Yes.
Let me check
9
something
piercing.
else. Full effect.
Okay. And then does a 14 hit?
14 does not hit. As you hit
Okay.
with one, it begins. Yeah, it doesn't hit. It's a flank creature you're trying to pinpoint it. But 9 damage takes full effect against it.
Okay. After that, I cannot move closer, or really do anything.
Okay.
I'm going to just kind of. I'm gonna kind of just brace into this corner,
Mm-hmm.
and yeah, that'll be it.
Alrighty. Roll me a disadvantageous insight check as you're engaging this creature.
Disadvantage insight.
Insight being like a battle sense, if that makes sense.
5.
5? You're in the moment. You're tunnel visioning this thing. It has to die. It's frightening. It's disgusting. That's all you get. All right. Fair enough. Shield Guardian. What did you want to do with him, Vasilka?
He's gonna get here, trying to protect Savik.
Okay.
He's trying action. Whichever creature gets near it, it's gonna hit it with the type bond of Markovia.
Ramirez in misform.
So I am currently frightened of this guy.
Correct.
And that's all now been blocked. I will drop concentration on misform, so it will be visible again, because otherwise I'm moving really slowly. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35 to there.
Mm-hmm.
So I can see down to Ezekiel and see the other guys, and even though I'm at disadvantage, the guy who frightened me is gonna get 2 Eldritch Blasts at him.
Rolled hit.
I'm stuck. 17 and 11.
17 hits. As that sails across and hisses square in the central mass for 7 force damage, it takes full effect. Reminder to people regarding frightened condition that the frightened creature can repeat the saving throw at the end of each of its turns. And it's a DC 13. So those of you who have passed the turns, go ahead and roll those in the meantime. Following up your Eldritch Blast there, one of them takes full effect. The other one sails past. Anything else on your turn?
No, other than saying, going down the stairs, we cross the bridge.
Cross the bridge.
Okay. Fortunately, that's everything that I had for movement and action.
24 wisdom saving throw. You manage to save against the frightened creature, frightened condition. And I believe you are. Yeah, those of you who saved are immune to the screeching effect. Having faced off these creatures, they gave you a jump scare, but you are stalwart from here on end. Nice. All right. 3. The heart. Ezekiel. Let me read something real quick here. The awakened tower shakes and pitches as the towers, as the hearts of sorrow and shift count. Any creature on the stairs or make me another dexterity saving throw, will you?
Sure.
Mm-hmm.
11.
You managed to keep your footing.
Okay.
Did you have any other questions about the heart? Just while we're here.
I mean, I don't really know what it is, but
Okay.
it's fine. I'll learn as I go.
How many? 10. Okay, cool. Just bear with me. Things are triggering as you're entering the chamber. Animated. So you see, mounted on the walls, and I think I have a picture for this, are these halberds. If you look at this picture here, this is what you're looking at. See these like axes on the walls? They animate to life, coming off the walls. You see, count 10 of them in total as they begin to surround a heart in this beautiful symmetric shape, and they begin to spin outwards and some of them come towards you. I just need to find their stat block in 2 seconds.
It's like floating weapons.
Yes, animated weapons. Monster stat block. Come on. Animated halberd. There it is. Close that. And I need 10 of these bad boys. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Sure.
I'm sorry. I need to mute myself for a minute. You can skip my turn and go to the silica, and I'll be right back.
Okay. 10 animated herbals, and I'll roll initiative for just one of these because they'll just act all on the same turn. 11. Okay. Then we have Davian, top of the round. He is frightened. No, we should stick as one. He's gonna go ahead and make it through the difficult terrain here. That is up to here. And he is going to go ahead and get out his trusty hand crossbow from beneath his robes, aiming at the creature before him. Multi-attack. Which one can be with his crossbow? Okay, fair enough. Hand crossbow attack against that one creature over yonder for a miss, unfortunately. He's going to roll me a wisdom saving throw against a frightened condition. Fair enough. And he becomes stalwart once more. With that being said, it is the flying horror's turn now. Where it's at? It's right behind you guys. Flying in close for a diving strike. It's gonna hit the biggest target, the shield guardian. Clashing against it. The flying horror is gonna go ahead and claw it.
And as it's getting into the shield guardian will attack him with the type 1 of Markovia.
Roll to hit.
It's not rolling. 2d6 plus 4 the hit, so 14 there.
Does not hit. It dodges it away. Then it clings onto the helmet, and with this sharp-looking centipede leg, it bashes into it for 13 to hit. I don't think that pierces its armor.
No.
Unclings from the shield guardian and proceeds to sort of crawl along the wall here. And from up above, Javik, crawling on the wall, it attacks you, and I believe it has, yes, advantage against targets frightened. Just not of it, just frightened in general. So this is going to be an advantage against you with claw attack. Javik to 11 to hit.
Go.
Dodge it away. All right. Fair enough. It's going to end its turn here, climbing on the side of the wall. Ezekiel will think what he wants to do as I rule for the rest of my other ones. They descend upon Devian Martikov, landing before him on the bridge. But you see, as they enter the sunlight, casting off the sun's sword from behind it, it cowers for a moment as the flare blinds it, and it might miss its swing as it swings against Davian Martikov over here. Even though it is frightened, it is a no more roll against Davian. Just hitting him.
Frightened, he had a wisdom save that succeeded, unless it was disadvantaged.
Correct. I just forgot to remove the token. So that would be a disadvantageous attack against him. I'll roll again. 13. Hits. For a total of that damage there, let me total that real quick. 25. Mortally wounding Davian where he is. Davian makes me a dexterity saving throw because he was attacked on a bridge, trying to keep his footing on the Gusty Bridge. C of 10. Davian holds his footing. Alright, Flying Horror ends its turn there, as the other one is going to go around, and climbing down the stairs, proceed after you, Vasilika. You were not frightened of it. It is going to go ahead and attack you. Normal roll. For a 15 plus...
Sorry about that, I'm back.
22 to hit
22?
against Vasilika.
Yeah, 22 hits.
For a total of this amount of damage.
Okay. 39. 29, sorry.
Oh damn, you guys are getting fucked up. What happened? I just see all these attack rolls.
All right. With that being said, it is now Ezekiel's turn because we skipped him. Go ahead, Ezekiel.
Okay.
You are facing 10 animated halberds on one end, and your party trying to make it across the bridge, attacking it, and being getting attacked by 3 of these flying horrors. What do you do?
Already make it up to me. I'm like in melee with them. Oh wait, no, I see them on the map.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not within 5 feet of any of them, so I can move without provoking opportunity attacks.
Correct.
Then,
I do believe
leave
so.
it.
Let me check the range real quick. Because they are halberds, so I'm not sure if that's one of those 10 feet. No, 5 feet
That's
reach.
true. They are halberds.
Yeah.
5 feet range.
Okay, I'm good. I can't leave the tower.
Do you leave the tower?
Yeah, I'm leaving.
Okay, that's 15 feet of movement.
That's 15
What?
feet. Okay, I'll move
Yeah.
another 15 feet. Get right about here. Anybody who is currently afraid is no longer feared because they're in my aura of courage.
Okay, I will keep the icon on you, Javik, until you save from it. Just because it is a muter, not
It's
a
temporary.
wiper.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But fair enough. Okay.
There is also still 20 feet of sunlight that's around me if these
30?
guys look like they're 20. And we're gonna take a swing at this guy.
I thought it was 15-15.
Yeah, it was 15-15, wasn't it?
It was.
I
that's what
turned
was
it. I turned it on and then I extended it by 5 feet, didn't I? Oh wait, never mind.
said. No.
Oh,
I didn't do that. Never mind. Okay.
that's fine.
did
All
it
the
before.
creatures, as you enter with your sun sword, you can see visibly that they're shrinking away from it, like they're crawling away from the sun.
Mm-hmm.
Who are you striking?
20 hit this guy.
20 hits.
Shadowy creature right there.
Roll damage.
Is it already bloodied or no?
Nope.
We're gonna smite it.
Okay.
First level. Okay. That's 17 damage. 17.
What did you say the score was to save from the frighten? Are they
13.
okay? I actually did save then.
Okay, cool. Go ahead and remove that icon from the top of your token. You deal a total of, if it's all radiant, 34 radiant damage to this creature.
It's all radiant. Cool. I think. Are they undead? Nothings.
They're not.
They're not undead.
They're not undead.
They are undead. Okay, yeah, 34.
They are not undead.
Oh, never mind.
I fixed my
that's
math.
That's 14 dead, 28 damage.
Okay.
I kind of just assumed these bad things were undead.
They appear aberrant. That was your first strike. What's and then your second strike as well, because you missed with 12 there. Anything else on your turn? Once,
Nope,
going
that is my
twice.
turn.
Okay, you look down at Devian Martikov, and you can see that where this creature has lacerated him just about 5 seconds ago, it's a fatal wound. He's like bleeding out. He's on one knee bleeding out currently.
Yikes.
Alrighty then, what do we have then after that? The shield guardian acting on its own apparently, yeah.
Yeah. He's gonna move around this guy. Flanking, and with both its fists, he's gonna try to crush the horror in front of me. So 2 fist attacks. Lost 7, so 22 on 26.
For 12 and sorry, what's this AC?
Oh, sorry.
Okay, for 12 and oh, sorry, that's the attack. 15 and 14 bludgeoning damage. Bludgeoning for total 29 against the creature. You bloody it with your fists.
Okay, that's it for him.
Let me just read real quick if these creatures have any other disadvantages while they're in sunlight. Fair enough. Alrighty then. That being that, the halberds animated life fly forward across the bridge in pursuit of you, Javik. One of them flying above the 60-foot drop below to flank you over yonder. It's gonna go ahead and to roll to hit against you.
Attacking me? Ezekiel?
Wait, what's flanking?
Well, sorry,
Oh,
flavor
okay.
flank,
he's
not
flying,
actually flanking.
flying.
It's flying, yeah. The animated halberd, this thing. $13 to hit, as another one follows against you, Ezekiel. They're flying quite fast too. Sort of like swiveling as it's approaching you toward your back for 21 to hit.
21 does hit.
Okay, you take 11 slashing damage. Another halberd proceeds out of the room, swiveling all the while. 25, 30, 35, 40, 45. Around the corner, that's going to be Davian with +2 to AC, hitting for 14 AC against Davian. Martikov, the halberd, is going to go ahead and strike. Missing. It hits rock of the parapets. Another one flies out of the room. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, and stands guard over yonder. This one stands guard over yonder. These ones stand guard. These ones stand guard. This one flies past the arch opening up to its speed, 50, standing guard over here. This one standing guard over here. And this one is going to... Can it make it with its movement? It can. Standing guard over here. That is it for helpers, as we have Vasilica's turn.
Okay.
We think that dispel magic could render the animated halberds mute.
Roll me Arcana.
I don't have that many.
Uh,
I'm gonna climb the top of the stairs. If he wishes to do an opportunity attack, he will. But I'm gonna grab the holy symbol, and I'm gonna channel divinity. So I'm gonna absorb all the light
With disadvantage.
in the area.
22 to hit with
Gonna-
disadvantage, opportunity attack against you, Vasilica.
Okay, it hits.
Okay.
Yeah, it hits.
Roll me concentration saving throw as it hits you with its opportunity attack.
Okay, half damage on that. So 29 times 2, 14.
wait, which one's attacking Basilica? I don't even see it on the map.
12. I pass.
Oh, he has range, okay.
They have to do a Constitution saving throw as the light explodes from me. Everyone around 60 feet that can see me or hear me.
Starting with the closest target. Constitution, was it?
Yeah, Constitution.
Starting with that one, he rolled a natural 1. What damage does he take?
2d10s was 10. So 2d10.
All good.
23 radiant damage.
The first one is defeated. It drops to the ground, scarred by the radiant light, dead. Next one, I guess Halberds. Constitution, eh?
Yeah, Constitution.
I'll roll 15.
Thanks.
What's the range of it, you said?
30.
30? 15. 7. This one fails. Taking 23. So you, with a radiant blast, you blast away, and it actually loses the magic that drives it and drops down 60 feet below. Like you hear the thud as it crashes into the roof and forms a tiny hole in there where it fell. The other one takes half damage, correct?
No, full damage. My DC is 16. So.
Oh, wow, nice. So yet another one gets blasted off and falls and forms a little hole in the roof of yonder. Next one, we have this one, rolling Constitution saving throw. 5. Drops to the ground at your feet there, Ezekiel. As it goes to swing against you a second time, the blast hits it, dents it into the stone, and just kind of launches itself blade first into the floor. 30 feet, eh? So these ones in order from left to right. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 12, 4, and 17. Only the last one saving, taking half, right?
Yeah, taking half.
That'll be 11 damage to it. It's still up. The other ones get disabled as well.
Nice.
Flinging off toward the 60-foot drop below, falling with clinks. One of them lunges into the stone wall, sparking all the while. 30 feet. Big spell. Yeah, that's like all of them. 4 more for the last of them. I'll separate them by a little dash. Con. Starting from the closest ones to the furthest one. 19. This one saves, taking half. I said it was 11. Fail. Nice. Disabling those halberds.
Wow. That's the best use of a Charm Divinity I've ever seen.
Hey, don't forget this guy.
I'm not. I'm just doing halberds first. Okay.
Yeah.
Then we have this one beside you, Javik. It's going to roll me that Constitution saving throw. Constitution. 12 failing, and this is radiant damage, correct?
Yeah. 23.
Doubled.
Yeah, 23.
46. Still up, but mortally wounded. 14. What did you say? 46? There we go. Yeah, it's barely standing. Radiant damage really hits them hard. Alright, Screeches in pain. Anything else on anybody else I'm missing here?
Yeah, that guy. I think. The
It looks like there's 3 halberds still alive, but only 2 of them saved.
Yeah, I didn't roll for this one. That's why.
Ah.
That one is dead. Oh yeah, I did say it was dead, remember? I said it dropped to you in front of me. Then we have Constitution saving throw against, for this one. I don't think it matters, even with half damage. Yeah, it's dead. You save Martikov for now. It drops to the floor, curling up its centipede-like legs towards its belly as it curls up. Okay. Anything else on your turn, Vasilka?
No, but I'm gonna send the Celestial. The horrors are alive, these 2?
Yes.
Yes,
this one is alive.
The Celestial is gonna fly out of the stairs. And it's gonna get on top of him, flanking with Savik, and he's gonna put his mace through his skull. So
Can't quite flank unless you go vertical, so whatever. It's fine.
11, I guess it doesn't hit.
No.
Okay. Oh my god, really? What? Yeah, I have to fix something there, but yeah, I don't think anything hit.
There's no attack modifier.
Yeah, that's what I'm checking.
Please do.
Your spell attack modifier, so yeah, wisdom.
That's wisdom and
Plus 4
from you.
Plus
Wisdom
4,
and proficiency.
so plus 7, 18 and 18.
The first one hits and kills it.
And as it's hitting the ground, some of the magic of his life is being transferred to Avian, and he's getting temporary hit points.
How many?
No, sorry, not Devian, Savik. 1d10.
I already have temporary hit points from Inspiring
Two
Leader
hit-
from before.
To himself then. 2. Okay, 2 temporary hit points.
I'll put him in the black square. Okay. Fair enough. Let me see here. Oh, we're still in initiative. Okay. Javik. Unless you're doing anything with your shield. No. Sorry, Javik.
Yeah, he's dead. Boy howdy.
Those guys.
Yeah. Fuck it. Well, actually, I won't be able to move through because I have to move through so many targets. Actually, no, I have 40. Here, 15, 20, 25, 30. Okay, I'm gonna go up here and just attack the axe.
I'll tell everyone the heart's this way, but it's a bit dangerous. I felt it trying to pull me through the middle of the room.
Well, that's where we need to go. And there's only one way through all this. I'm gonna attack the axe with my claws.
Okay.
This will just be at normal.
29 hits.
29. And
The first one
total.
the first hit kills it.
Oh, okay.
You
The
slash
first one hits
away.
and kills. Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Yep.
If possible, then I'm gonna take a 5-foot step over here, and then I'll just use the other attack to get that one if I'm able to.
Go for it. 29 to hit again for 15. Kills it.
Okay.
With your combined might of you and Vasilica's magic, you best the halberds, and the way forward is clear for now.
Once the other halberd just falls to the ground, he just immediately swivels over, just lets out like a barking command to get inside, and get out of here before we get attacked again, and to deal with the heart. And then that's the rest of my movement. Or if we're out of initiative.
I remember when we were using the familiar to explore Strahd's castle inside of the temple. Wasn't there a way to get to the heart from like the bottom floor? Wasn't there a door that led to it? Do we think that the staircase right over here would lead to that passageway, to that door?
No, that's not the way. Like
That's not the way?
Staircase. The staircase inside the heart are the ones that lead you to it.
Yeah, it's not an easy one.
Okay.
So,
Well, once I have to
are
take a
we
phone call.
Mm-hmm.
Are we still in initiative?
We're still in initiative.
Okay, so it's my turn. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. So I'll go up to there and look in at the heart. I'm assuming I see that. Are there any other halberds coming up towards us from there?
No. And what you see is I'm going to go ahead and put us in this exact same position arrangement. 1, 2, 3. Sorry, just bear with me. I'm just getting tokens in their positions. Copy. Delete.
Right,
Ah, fuck! I think it's the initiative turn. Ah, that's fine.
No!
That's fine. I'll just the heart was 3, and you guys were on top of it. That's fine. I just did the dumb. Holy shit. Fuck. Okay. Here we are. Roll 20, please. God, don't crash on me now.
Fresh baby.
So, you make your way inside. Vasilka, please don't move your tokens. Just bear with me here. Thank you. Okay. Here. Like this. Like this. There. That's the correct arrangement. Right, so you make your way inside the heart. Everybody have vision?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Coolio. I'll go ahead and close some. You are still in initiative. Let me just reopen that, because I fucked up. Everybody just roll initiative, it's fine. I'll just arrange you like on top of the heart. I just want to have it.
Sure.
This is a break between combats anyways, so like you will be rolling initiative anyways, but I just need their initiative for the heart to be in there. That was a dumb on me. I hate how it doesn't ask you. Like I usually want to delete entire initiative clear. Heart of Sorrow. Add there. And had a 3. Descending order. And we were on Ramirez. Sure, this works for me, that's fine. Ramirez, do you remember how to describe the heart chamber? Do you have any questions about it?
I don't think so, other than does it look like there's anything holding the heart in, or no, because the heart's just floating there.
It's floating. Yeah.
Yeah, destructive me, I'm gonna just launch 2 Eldritch Blasts at the heart. trying to disrupt it.
Both hit.
Oh my god. Are you killing Tatiana?
Okay.
Yes.
8 and 9. Force damage. You see where they impact. You send a second bolt toward that exact same spot, trying to drill through toward the heart. With each hit, the heart pulses outward. Can you roll me 2 dexterity saving throws? As you do so, chunks of the heart shatter away, and they don't fall toward the bottom of the tower. Instead, they sort of levitate as if held there by non-gravity, as if floating through space. You manage to keep your footing with each pulse as they reverberate away from the walls, trying to pull you in.
Yeah.
Anything else in your turn?
Yeah. No. I think that's all I want to do.
Another pulse. You are the only one inside this chamber. One more dexterity saving throw at the heart's initiative, as it seems to pulse outwards, calling out for aid. You hold your footing. You hear skittering from below the tower as multiple undead fiends just skitter up the 100-foot rise of the tower, just in pursuit
There
of
are
defense.
people coming.
Yep. With that being said, we are on top of the round. Initiative, Silica. Your turn.
Okay, no. Okay. In that case. Fuck, I don't want to destroy it, so. Okay, with what I have read from the Tom Strahd, my knowledge on the arcane and divine, can I get a sense, like if I can pull out Irina, if I push my way through it here and grab her and pull out?
You do not really try.
Okay. Well, that's gonna be my plan. It's floating, right?
Correct.
Yeah, so
It's floating,
I'm gonna-
and yep. You're gonna do what?
I'm gonna jump into the heart. Using the bonus action of to dash, the bonus action to dash, and I'm gonna jump to the heart and try to grapple and start smashing till I get through the heart and trying to grab her hand.
Okay. Her being an epicenter, you have a layer of crystal between her and you. You try and grapple onto the branches of these veins. Go ahead and make me an acrobatics check.
Okay. Acrobatics. Come on. Don't let me die like this. I'm gonna roll a d6 additional on top of that.
From what?
Knowledge from another life. Oh my, 12.
Okay. As you grab hold of one of the branches, it snaps off, and you're in free fall. You fall down, was it 500 feet per immediately on the round? You fall down, fall. You see the spiraling staircase just kind of zoom out from your perspective as you're falling and hit the ground. The mosaic.
Can I
Yep.
use inspiration on that?
No, not after the fact. Let's see what height you fall from. Let me just read this real quick.
Very tall.
I know. I just need to. 40 feet to another. I'm just doing math. I can just. First, circuit climbs up to 50 feet, 40 feet to another landing, and then it climbs another 100 feet to a landing beneath the tower's heart. Okay. Take a total of 79 bludgeoning damage as you hit a mosaic floor below.
Okay. I have that word from the beginning of the day. Like
Thankfully,
when we left first.
yeah, thankfully that saves you. I think you just dropped the concentration spell you're concentrating on, right? 79, I mean, like, can you hit that AC?
Let me
Try.
check. I'll try.
Try.
I'm not
You can use inspiration on it if there's a chance of succeeding. I just
no.
doing the math.
39.
Yeah.
It's
Even with a natural 20, yeah. So that concentration was for what? The celestial?
Yeah, the celestial is gone.
Okay, your transport to the castle vanishes. But you're alive, miraculously. Above you is 100 plus. It's 190 feet, I believe. But I might be off. Hold on. It's more than that. You're at the bottom of the tower. It's not. It's more than the maximum threshold of fall. I know that much. I'm to do the math. I have to look at multiple floors. You're at the bottom of the tower, though.
Okay.
That is, you'll be like here. Let's bleach here.
Are there creatures around me?
Yes. As you pass in the fall, you shake off the massive fall, and you look up, and you can see Vampire Spine climbing toward the glow of the heart. One of them turns around to face you, hissing, and reverses his direction back towards you. You count a total of 5 Vampire Spawn. Climbing.
Action. I'm gonna use an action now. How far are they are from me?
They start at the bottom, moving at a top speed at about 30 feet off the ground.
30 feet off the ground. All of them, or only those 5?
All of them, except for the one who turned around. Well, you already used this movement, so yes, all of them. To
All
be
of
fair.
them. Okay. Are 30 feet from me. That's
30 feet from the ground, and I'll put them around the map right now, because they're sort of climbing from where they exited. One here, one is two are here. 2 are here. One is climbing below. I won't do that. That's confusing. I'll just put him there. And one that's turning around towards you is going to be on a diagonal over here. And they're all 30 feet off from the bottom of the tower. I'll go ahead and put that in text form on the map, just so we don't have to jump between maps. 30 foot.
Okay. In that case, I'll grab the holy symbol of Ravenkind and I'll ask
Right.
for protection because I'm gonna need it. And they have to do a disease saving throw of 16 with disadvantage. So he casts.
From proximity, from right to left, it's what kind of save? You said? Wisdom? 1, 2, 3, 4,
Disadvantage?
5. With disadvantage. I have 10, 9, 5, 8, and natural 1. Do any of them save?
None of them.
Okay, what happens?
They just have to run away from me, and they can only run, escape. Nothing else they can do.
What's the duration of that?
Away from me.
What's the duration on that?
The duration 1 minute.
Or until it takes damage.
Or yeah.
Symbol of Ravenkind. Make sure you're tracking the charges, right?
Yeah. 3 charges.
Alright.
It protect me, okay? I'm not gonna deny.
10. Alrighty then. Anything else on your turn?
No, nothing else.
Fair enough. Javik.
So where I'm standing at,
Yes.
am I still like in the hall, like where we were outside, or do?
You're across the bridge,
I'm in-
yes.
Oh, okay. So I have to physically come in here then, right?
Yeah, it is open air. You can descend down to the other areas of castle if you want from the rooftops, but you can enter the chamber, yes.
Okay. Oh, yeah, because I don't see anyone else. So then, okay.
What do you see?
Well, I see Basilica and the vampire spawn in the whole map. I just didn't see Ramirez and Ezekiel.
Why? Because there's no light here. That's why. Okay. Because you're a furball and you don't have light sources. Okay. You should be casting light. Hold on. Yeah, I'm fixing that right now.
He has the sun out.
He has the sound source of 15. That's important. I want to change that. Fix now?
Yes.
There you go.
Then I'm actually going to stay here, and at range, I'm gonna just try to huck another 2 javelins.
Okay.
I thought this was suspended, but it's just floating. And then just seeing Basilica just like dolphin dive onto it, just like ricochet right off of it. I'm just like, that's my job. But I was like, I don't have anything to help me.
It's Smash it. Hit it.
Ow!
Hit it with javelins. Break it.
Where the fuck are my javelins? They're here.
You monster! Tatiana is in there!
Nope,
You see
fucker.
more magic in Ramirez's hands.
I have advantage on these because I'm gonna reckless attack with. Oh wait, can I reckless attack with javelins? That's a good question.
I'll allow
I
it.
think so.
I'll allow it.
Because you're defensive when you make your first attack on your turn. Yeah. It just says okay. Okay. 28 and 22 for a total of 18 damage.
Let me check AC here. For a total of 18.
Yes, total for piercing.
I'm just reading. You have to understand. I'm reading the Heart of Sorrow, and it's like a Bible
Yeah.
paragraph. They didn't separate it into like multiple paragraphs. And I'm like, why? Yeah, they'll both hits for that total damage. Let me just deduce that damage. See where it's standing at. Javik, roll me 2 dexterity saving throws. As with each of your javelin hits, the heart sends out another one of those pulses out that reverberate the entire tower, and with a sort of like almost like a vacuum effect, like, trying to pull you back in, and you're trying to keep your footing there.
Okay. For
Yep.
2, 10 and 15.
You just 10 is what you need. You barely stand, clashing into one knee, and you manage to scrape the claws behind you to keep yourself anchored from being pulled back to where Vasilka is. As you hear the vampire spawns continue their ascent up. I need to roll the initiative. I'll roll the initiative for just one of them as a group. What do we have here? 21. Okay, start off right after Javik. Good thing I remember that. Okay. In terms of the heart, where you hit it with the javelins, it is beginning to like go askew a little bit, like losing the ability to levitate. It's essentially the equivalent of blooding, but you can tell that where it has shattered, those pieces still float around it, like sharp blades orbiting it. It's losing its dullness, and because the crystal is now less thick, you can see in more detail Evrina in there, suspended in sleep. Alrighty then, vampires are just gonna make the climb at the top of their speed, which is 60 up the tower. I'm gonna just check that here. In text, so 60 feet plus 30 were already up, that'll be 90 feet. Okay. Unfortunate. For me, that is, because they're still toward the bottom of the tower. Okay, but they're continuing their ascent, as we have Ezekiel with a sun sword. You're still outside with Davian. What do you do?
I'm moving up into the tower. Gotta move through Ramirez. It's difficult terrain, so this is 30 feet. I'll use my action to increase the range of sunlight on the sun sword by 5 feet. So it becomes 20 feet bright, 20 feet dim. For 40 feet in total.
2020, you mean?
Yeah,
You are-
2020.
You're at 15. I'll increase your light, and I'll increase your aura for a total of 40. Awesome. There we go. Updated. What else?
That is gonna be my turn. I don't have ranged attacks. I'm just gonna be standing beside my allies so they don't fall in. I'm hoping to hold them, but gonna like help protect them from the heart's pulse.
Get up, Davian. Get up. Get up and fight. Alright, Davian is going to join your side. There's Javik moving at as far as he can to your side, and you can see he's getting out one hand on a light crossbow, the other one on like a silver blade, and he's just like on sword. You're like, we said it was going to be easy, right? Alright. The heart. And he aims at it. Let's loose a crossbow bolt against the heart, trying to pierce it with a mundane arrow. 17 for 3 piercing damage. Something. Okay, I'm just calculating health here. That is gonna be it for his turn. The shield guarding acting on its own is over yonder Vasilka, do you mentally command it anything from your position at the bottom of the tower?
Yeah, to approach to the
Okay,
party.
I'll have it move at how much speed does it have? That was 25 just now. Shield Guardian has movement speed of 30, so that will be up to here and an additional 30. It cannot make it past the party because that's difficult terrain, but it can end its turn here. Okay. Ramirez.
So I will go ahead and launch 2 more Eldritch Blasts at the heart, trying to break it.
20 hits for an additional 8. It's almost shattered. You can see only the center now remains a teardropped center, swirling around which are dozens upon dozens of these sharp shards in a cone. Below it, above it, from all directions, and Arena Colana contain this crystalline coffin. You discuss amongst yourselves. You don't have to keep it to chat. What's going on, guys?
Yeah.
What other way is to there get her? If we shatter the heart, and we just need to find a way to get our arena
The heart
out.
is part of Strahd's tie to this land. We break it, we break his tie, or at least weaken it.
Yeah.
Hold on! And you see Martikov just anchor himself with his sword in the ground as the heart sends out a series of heartbeats. 1, 2, a third one. Ramirez, you were not in a room for the first one, but you're there for the second and third wave. Go ahead and roll me 2 dexterity saving throws. As the heart attempts to tether yourself to it. +5 from the paladin, I'm guessing, as you manage to huddle up together and resist the pull. We then have one final pulse, and this is going to be against all of you guys, everybody who is in, except Vasilka, who's already at the bottom. Everybody, roll me 1 dexterity saving throw as the heart, in its last death saving throws, pulses out once more, casting the entire tower in this vermilion crimson light. Vasilka, roll me perception.
Perception, sure.
Yes.
25.
Okay. As your allies stand their ground, Davian rules me a dexterity saving throw. Davian also, with the power of the Paladin's aura, manages to stand his ground. You, with a 25 perception, you see the glow emanate from above and hitting the floor and spreading a little bit across the mosaic floor outwards. And you see there's a doorway beside you. And in the doorway, silhouetted by this light, is a tall figure, caped regal. Strahd staring you down, his eyes flaring red with anger. So you've come. Good. Then perish. Strahd rolls for initiative from the bottom of the tower.
Oh shit, you need to run.
No, we need to kill him.
Ahsoka needs to run, she's at 1 HP.
Yeah, I need to run. I have 1 HP.
Let me just check where he's standing currently. He is standing at the, right below. He's
I think there was a fucking door at the bottom down there somewhere.
feet below there, but he's standing towards the south currently, and he's gonna roll initiative.
I could have sworn I remember there being a door on the ground floor that led to the heart. I thought I remembered that.
I could have only ruled so high to outdo Vasilka's initiative. I ruled with a total of 23 above her 22.
Oh my fucking
This is
God.
fate.
Goodbye.
This is absolutely fate.
Okay. Go for it.
Any last words?
Please no.
Can we talk about this? No. Like, it's time.
Alright. You see Strahd raise his hand up. First, he snaps his fingers, sending similarly red vermilion glow up the tower. All those shards stuff floating around the heart, half of them descend down the tower at like top speed, like moving 50 feet down and continue on down. The other ones slowly swivel to face like Ezekiel, Ramirez, Javik, and they slowly face like point first towards you guys and begin to swivel. Hart gets a new action on his turn now. The other one's sent down to join Strahd as he moves towards you. Basilica, let's see if he hits. I
Warding flare.
finally have Strahd final fight. You know that Strahd is wearing the same armor that tried to shoot you down. He's wearing it clad around him. Battle ready. Alrighty, let's see here. Ba-ba-ba-ba-ba.
You have those warding flares.
Yes. I have everything I can use ready.
Neat. Okay. We'll get it ready then.
Not enough, indeed.
I'm rolling them in secret because Strahd is the BBG and it's more dramatic that way. But, okay. First one to hit is a 26 to hit. Do you have anything to respond with that, Basilica?
I'll use a flare.
Flare gives it a disadvantage, correct? Reroll.
Mhm.
19 to hit.
8 hits.
Hits for a total of 9 slashing, and he grips you close and pulls him toward him. You expect in return some sort of a monologue. I am afraid that in this game, no such thing. As he backhands you with a second strike for a total of 26 to hit.
That's a hit.
Okay, so altogether you take 6 plus 10 from the first strike. Do you have anything to save you from that?
No, like I'm down.
Downed, and then the second strike just gives you a two criticals,
Two failed death saves.
2 failed death saves, and then he just lazily lets go for Basilica. Too easy, and he begins to ascend upwards with his fly speed, manifesting into his misty shape, coalescing and turning into like a tiny vampire bat that ascends upwards. Be joined by the crystal shards of the heart, they flock together up the tower. He's going to ascend at the rest of his speed up, pretty much matching up with the vampires. Now, what happens to the vampires? They still flee, right? Even though you're down, correct?
Yes, I believe so.
All right.
I'm still alive. Yeah. So.
Fair enough. You are alive, he leaves you to your fate with 2 failed death saving throws. Not gonna be the one to strike you down. It is Vasilka's turn.
Oh no!
Roll. I'll use initiative on that. Inspiration on that.
Inspiration on that?
16.
You hold on to dear life for just a moment longer. Remember, you have the Ring of Regeneration. What does that do for you?
10 minutes.
10 minutes? Not gonna save you here.
I was aware.
Okay. You, in your last moments before consciousness took you, you noted that Strahd let you go as you slipped into your consciousness and very lazily took the symbol of Ravenkind from you.
Okay.
Alright. Symbol of Ravenkind still lasting for another 9 rounds as the...
Question, does it burn him when he grabs it?
No.
Okay.
Vampire spawns are moving up, fleeing from the symbol of Ravenkind as a single flock. They're about 150 feet off the ground of this 220 foot tall tower. 150 out of 220 in height up the tower. Alrighty then, with that being said, Ezekiel, what do you do?
This tower's 220 feet tall.
220 feet tall. I believe that's what the Ravenloft height handout. I might be wrong, but let me check. I don't want to lie to you guys, but this is I'm reading the module, and then I have like visual handouts to tell me the complete heights, and I'm juggling NPCs here, so I couldn't check right away. So while you're taking your turn, I'm gonna open the Castle Ravenloft handouts, Ravenloft heights. Yeah, it's even taller than that. It's like you're at the 300 foot point.
Gotcha.
Cool. So what's written is wrong. That's deceptive, I guess. All right. Sucks. But if you look at this handout here, you guys are at the 300 foot mark.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
Alright.
No,
Yes,
wait,
sir.
I thought we're at the 190, so
No.
we're right at the bridge. We're at the
Oh.
190.
190.
Oh, that's
Great.
why, because you're not at the tallest tower. Thank you. Yeah, thank you for pointing it out. So you are at the across the bridge and have ascended. Yes, okay, 190. You are correct then. Okay, cool. You are right. Thank you, Nick. I was like, am I reading this wrong? It's like, okay,
Am I at
190.
the bottom of the castle
Yes,
or in the middle ground?
you're
Like
at the ground level.
Ground level. Okay.
Yeah. So the vampire spawns are almost at the top of the tower. Thank you for checking that with me, Nick. I appreciate the help. It's so confusing. It's like written weird.
So Basilica's 190 feet down, not 100 feet.
190 feet
Yeah.
down. Yes.
Okay.
I got nothing that can get to her in any way, shape, or form to help.
David, do you think you can get to her?
Through vampire spawn and Strahd, probably, and the heart, probably not.
Heart is nothing more than a teardrop crystal at this point. Most of it you've chunked away, and the shards are now facing you.
It's just shards.
Shards in like a teardrop sarcophagus that's holding Arena. Yes. It has like
I
three.
have a
It has like 3 HP left. Is what I'm saying.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
I was trying to imagine.
Are the
Okay, nice.
vampires all like grouped together, like they're literally within 20 feet of each other?
They are sending up the tower in the where I put their tokens.
Okay. I'm gonna make bold plays. I'm gonna cast haste on myself.
Okay.
That doubles my movement speed. Gonna start running down the tower. So I'm gonna run.
I'm just saying.
20 feet.
Mhm.
20.
Mhm.
So I'm gonna run 50 feet down.
Just
Use
put,
my
your,
action. What'd you say?
just put your token where you're ending your turn, so I know where you are vertically.
Well, I'm only gonna get 110 feet down, so I'm gonna be 40 feet away from the vampire spawns.
Okay.
No, wait. If I get 110 feet down, I'm like 40 feet away from the floor. The vampire spawns are like 40 feet away. Never mind. So
What's the total distance you're traveling, my friend? I'll tell you how much you're down, because these are slanted stairs and it's not a vertical drop. And I'll put you there. How far are you traveling?
total distance I'm gonna be traveling is 140 feet. 140 feet.
With 30-foot movement.
I'm gonna move
Dash.
I'm gonna move my initial 60 feet,
Mm-hmm.
getting like right beside one of these vampire spawns. Then I'm gonna use my bonus action to Misty Step 30 feet past them,
Misty step 30 feet for a total of 90.
and then I will action dash another 60 feet down.
Gotcha. Okay, cool. I just wanted that breakdown. So, for the sake of this, I'm going to put you on both this map. Where were you? You were like here. Ba-ba, ba-ba,
I was in
ba-ba,
front of Ramirez, and so I
ba-ba,
think that matters.
ba-ba. So you
Here.
are over here. Which, for you guys, context, you see him vanish out of sight. He's somewhere below you guys. That means that the vampire spawns are...
Even with his sun sword out?
Yeah, you can see the glow of the sun sword, but he's
Oh, okay.
and you know that he's somewhere below you guys. But in terms of him, he's below the platform which you stand.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
I thought I meant like he just went into like darkness, and I was like, oh shit.
What I'm doing right now is I'm pretty much reflecting tokens over to where you're standing, Ezekiel, because you're sending up the tower. Does that make sense?
Uh-huh.
Okay, so you can see Strahd sending up with shards, glowing shards, and the heart above you. I guess that's your turn.
Yep. Also, do the vampire spawns take damage the moment they enter the sun sword or sunlight,
Start.
or is it on their turn at the start? Okay,
I mean,
so they don't take damage
read
from
me
just
the
running
item,
past
will
them.
you? That way you're
doesn't
familiar with it. I don't know
say.
just telling you stuff.
It doesn't say on the sword.
All right, let's look it up
It
together as a
doesn't say
team.
sunlight.
Mm-hmm. Sun
It
sword.
says that it emanates bright light. Sunlight.
I suppose you'll be right. It wouldn't say anything about vampires on the item itself. Let me open up the stat block on my end. Da, Dun, dun, dun. Vampires. Weaknesses. If it takes damage, radiant. If it isn't in sunlight, just isn't in. Okay, so as soon as it enters it, the sunlight weaknesses activate. In terms of damage taken, if when it starts its turn in sunlight, it takes damage.
Okay, never mind. So that doesn't matter then here, because I just missed a step past them and keep running.
Coolio. David Martikov. I thought he already took his turn.
He's after Ezekiel.
That's fine. He's gonna look on to you guys and like,
shoot the heart. Take it out.
Are you certain? What of? And he puts toward like Arena where she's at.
Heart's tied to Strahd's power. Take it out, you'll weaken him. It's our best chance.
You got it. And he's gonna go ahead and load another bolt in there and shoot.
Strahd wouldn't let anything happen.
Fuck yeah.
Oh yeah!
Double natural 20. The heart shatters with a final pulse. All of you guys will roll me one last dexterity saving throws against the pulse as it shatters. The glow remains from the shards floating around. Natural 20, holding fast, inspired.
No, I failed.
Failed?
I don't have a paladin. I got a 9.
Okay.
I don't have a paladin.
Fair enough. Let me see here. I need to read this again because I'm jumping between things. And David Martikov will have to roll that same dexterity saving throw as well. Oof. Okay, so just... Yeah, you see then dexterity saving throw or fall to the base of the tower. It just is. It doesn't matter what distance you are. So you fall as well. And now we have the tower's 190. So that'll be 19d6 damage as you fall. 61 bludgeoning damage. I think you're still up.
Yes.
Okay. So for the sake of not switching between maps, you're beside Vasilika, who is unconscious on the ground. You see a deep laceration across like the neck and to the cheek, and she's bleeding out. Alright, but the heart is destroyed. Irina, suspended in the air around these shards, remains suspended for one moment longer, and then you see the hair drop down. Its gravity retakes itself, and she drops.
I think I
Wait, who drops?
I think my turn got skipped a while back.
I'm
looking at the turn order.
That's what I'm thinking. I was like, I thought I already took Davian's turn, so that's what it was. We were yeah, I skipped your turn. That's why. Sorry, Ezekiel, go for it. The heart is destroyed. We'll say that.
Stabak.
Yeah, the heart is destroyed, and Arena is mid-fall right now. She's about. You see the hair is begin to drop down, and she's about to fall. Do you do anything?
Okay. Yes, I'm gonna go into rage form. I'm gonna action dash, and I'm gonna like start running down because I have the ability to climb on walls and everything. And then I want to make a leap through the air, grab her, and try to like land on an additional like stair set, like super cool guy style.
Awesome. So long jump points, you'll make that distance. Can you make a distance of a 30-foot jump with your strength modifier? Long jump.
My strength modifier is a 7. I have a total of 25.
So your jump with
So it's
nothing
gonna
else,
be-
I think, is 25.
Then it's
I think the movement.
5.
So from the edge of here, jumping across, 25 will land you here, and you will keep your momentum. And you might fall a distance, taking some damage, landing toward approximately where the glow of the sun sword is. About halfway down the tower, like below this flight of stairs, if that makes sense. You will keep arcing down, and you will take damage. But
Yeah. If I arc down into like another stair set and I take the bludgeoning like force of it, then I'm fine with that.
All right. running start. And you grab Arena out of the air. She is limp in your hands, and you jump across. And it's gonna be a total of halfway up the tower is 96 bludgeoning. But you are raging, are you?
Yes.
24 halved. As you end your turn, here, my friend, with Arena in hand.
Nice.
Nice. Okay.
Is she is she like in a stupor, or is she just like completely out cold?
Out cold. What's a stupor? No, yeah, she's like half awake, like confused or dazed. She's like unconscious.
Okay, I didn't know if she was,
breathing
like, coming
though.
out of anything.
Yes.
Okay. Oh, when I went into my form, I'm gonna say I went into my tail form, but not that that
Awesome.
matters
It
much.
does matter. I would say I would even give you a little like spring action as you left off with your tail.
Cool.
Sure. Yeah.
And as soon as I do that, I'm just going to. I'm assuming I'm prone, but did I use all my movement, or did I just use the 25 feet to leap, and do I still?
It's
have
all your
whatever
movement.
less? Okay, that's fine then. Well then I'm still prone.
If anything, I gave you extra movement, but I was just we're saying you're landing there on your next turn, but I'm accounting for all that.
Okay.
Alrighty.
Bonus. I don't think I have anything for bonus, but no.
Your bonus action rage.
Oh yeah, I did. Yeah, that's it.
Okay. As you land there, you see Strahd turn towards you and is like, "She's not yours. She is mine. Let her go." And he will unarmed strike you once with his legendary action for a let's make these public. It's funner that way, I guess. 20 to hit.
Fail.
Fail. You dodge away as he scrapes the wall behind you. Let me read how animated objects work. Just paste the chat. Might as well.
Oh god.
Yeah, I know. That's,
Look
do
at
you
a
see what
wall
I'm
of
do you
text
see what I'm
here.
dealing with? I've been dealing with this all session. I'm like, I'm reading paragraphs from paragraphs. Big fucking stat box. I'm just looking to see what. Yeah, it's a tiny object, 20 HP, AC 18, plus 8 to hit, 1d4 per. Okay, and how many did I spawn?
I don't know.
Choose up to 10 non-magic happening with a range of not being. Yeah, 10.
Yeah.
Okay. 1 d20 plus 8 to hit 10 times. One, two, three, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, let's combine those and see which ones hit Yujavik as the shards around him focus on you, following where from the heart as well. They rejoin in a single swarm and they attack you. I rolled a 26 to hit.
So is this all a legendary action that he's doing, or where's this?
These are tiny objects that are on their own initiative. They're just not.
Oh, okay.
Yes. Does that make sense?
Yeah. I thought he was doing this. I just took my turn.
It's a layer action, if you will. It's just top of the initiative order. I'm just flavoring it to give it an action.
Yeah.
With a weight action and all that. It works. Trust me. Which one's hit? What's your AC? Let's just do that.
21.
Pretty high up there. Okay. 1, 2.
Wait, so I got a.
Only 2 hit and 1 natural 20 hits out of those.
So I am going to ask an important question.
Yes.
20.
Where am I relative to Zavik, and can I see him?
You are at the bottom of the stairs. You can see Strahd fighting him. He's on the stairs, about halfway up the tower.
Okay, so I can't see him, just about I can see Strahd. Okay.
He's about. I'll tell you how much he's above you. 190. Let's divide by 2 for consistency's sake. He's 95 feet above you.
Was he within 40 feet of me at the start of his turn?
Who?
Strahd. Because I have the sunlight around me.
Not Strahd's turn yet.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought he was taking his turn. My bad.
Yeah, that's
No,
what I
it's-
had asked, but no,
it's
this
a-
is something else.
I was asking because I can counter things, but I'm out of range.
To answer your question, Lorian, I am handling it in the background.
Awesome.
Don't worry about it. I'm handling your sensor. Don't worry about it. God, trying to get back to. Oh yeah, I was doing tiny objects. 2 hit, and then one hits with natural 20 against you, Javik. It's minute damage. Don't worry about it. I mean, you're a barbarian.
Total.
It's just a lot of hits. It's pretty much like a concentration shredder. So we have the first one hits for this much damage, halved. So 3, another 3 against you, and then a natural 20 will be doubling the damage of 2d4. For so that'll be 5 plus 3 plus 3. You take a total of 11 slashing damage from just animated objects, the shards of the heart floating around Strahd.
Alright.
Now, this is going to be a long combat. It's already 9 p.m. Do we want to suspend it? Till next
I
session?
would like to, yes.
Yes,
personally.
it will give me time to prepare now, knowing where you guys are at and how much you have achieved, and I'll be able to prep ahead the tiny objects floating around Strahd, all that flavor. Maybe I'll add a few counters, but now we have the battlefield. Now we have the foe. This is gonna be awesome. Davian's still alive somehow. That's amazing.
I'm excited.
And we will. Yes.
We try to resolve my health issue.
Where we can. Yeah, you know what?
Am I on initiative for Basilica?
Well, right now it's the Shield Guardian takes turn, and it's going to be Ramirez's turn. The Shield Guardian does.
Health, I will say this: Health Basilica is resolved. I have healing potions.
Okay, what does the Shield Guardian do? It just defends itself. Dodge action.
I was gonna make him plummet. He's supposed to defend me.
Well, you're not conscious to command him. That's what I'm saying.
I don't think I need to command him for that. Let me check really fast.
On Ramirez's
cannonball on top of Strahd's face. Do it. Fuck it, if you can, please.
She's unconscious. She cannot change the last command she did. If anything, the last command will be
the last command she gave it was to follow the party.
Follow the party. So that's what it's going to do. We'll handle that next session exactly what that means. Then it's Ramirez's turn. Ramirez, you're gonna what? Medicine check?
No. I have a potion of healing. So I will use my action to give Basilica a potion of healing.
Roll for how much health she recovers. And we'll start next session.
+2.
9. Okay.
Nice.
Ooh,
9.
Good healing.
Alrighty.
Yeah. And I will make a note here.
By the way, I haven't heard any complaints about my audio in like an hour. Were there no more issues in like the second half of the campaign?
No more issues on my end.
Yeah, I've had no issues.
Awesome.
Would you change?
Do you discover what it was?
Literally, the only thing I did was every time you guys said you couldn't hear me, I left the call and came back in. I don't know what else the issue could have possibly been, because I checked my internet speed the few times you mentioned there was an issue, and I was like, that can't be it.
I really don't think it's the internet. I think it's just something with either the settings or just possibly the mic, or something it's interfering with its audio pickup.
I will save Strahd's monologue for next session. I'll do that.
Yes.
Yeah.
Super excited. I guess I can ask this in Discord later, if you don't have a immediate answer. Can you give me like an answer of how far away I am from Basilica and Strahd?
We can do that now. We're not in mid-combat. Let's establish some things. So you are here, right?
Uh-huh.
Strahd is halfway up the tower, which is just what this map is. This is halfway up the tower, essentially. Spires of Ravenloft. Strahd is 40 feet away from you. Okay. That means that the Sun Sword is casting sunlight in that radius because you've increased it. Strahd is burning up. Does Strahd care? No. That's the thing. We will handle that next session and you'll see why. But I was applying damage for all that matters.
I was just wondering if because you mentioned like we're gonna have time to plan what we're doing at the start of next session. I just wanted to be able to know if I could like run up to him to attack him, or if he's like floating in the middle of like this tower thing, and there'd be no way
Not the
to
middle.
physically reach him.
That's where his token's where he's at.
Right, he's right beside the stairs. Love it.
Right.
Right.
He isn't and he isn't. You'll see. The Vasilka had a very cool point to point out that the castle is his ally. I'll reveal it next session. Well, in full bloom, and we'll pick out.
I don't like that.
From here. Yes.
Yeah. One thing I will give you is a potential useful value thing you can use for the
Animated objects. Do you have the macro?
Not a direct macro, but you can use a command very similar to the one I just did there.
Oh, that's cool.
8d20 greater than some value.
Greater than the
That'll
target.
Tell you how many, that'll tell you
Awesome.
how many succeed.
So say if his AC is what 21, Javik,
Yeah, 21.
and I do
I don't know how to do math afterwards. I haven't figured that out fully.
so
It
if
crashed a little bit when I did it.
8d20 greater than 13. And it'll tell you
Yeah.
like how many successes, so you'll know like it hit 3 times. In like the example that Ramirez put.
I can't have text after it, I learned that. Okay.
And yeah, and you can't have the +8, or that's 1d20 greater than. So
That's
yeah,
cool.
I think it has to be directly after a d20, so you have to do your math.
Well, then how
Well,
does it
you're
know
only
if it's a
broke.
success or not? So what
Right, no.
so what I have to do then is minus the 21 by 8.
But yeah, minus 21 by 8, and then you roll it that way.
Can I do it as a function? Nope, I can't. So 21 minus 8 will be a 13. And I can just do this next time.
5 successes, so you know that 5 of them hit.
That doesn't roll multiple. Oh, because I'm dumb.
You put 1d20, it's the 8d20.
Because I kept doing 1d20, okay. So that would be 10 objects, 10d20. Well, 10d20 plus 8 is incorrect, that's why it doesn't allow the math. Okay. That's clear to me now, so I can do this.
Right.
That's so much... No! Okay.
No parentheses.
Oh
No
my god,
parentheses.
so picky!
It is incredibly picky.
That helps. Awesome. And natural 20 is in there too. Okay, cool. That will
That's
help.
super
Well,
cool.
because one of Strahd's biggest like things he can do is to animate spell thing, and it's the absolute concentration shredder. Like
Yeah, I'll say
Looks
this.
like it, yeah.
Animate objects is very similar to the conjure woodland beings or conjure animals things, where it's just it is not a good spell for the game, because unless you have people who really know what they're doing and have everything set up, it just drags everything to a halt.
Well, I'd rather have a single rule. That's why. I know it's drag. That's why I'm just.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's you need tools like this to make it an okay spell.
Sure do. I'll use this token for the shards around him.
Yeah, I don't have a great way of rolling the multiple damage things, but I think you're at least getting the hits.
I'll
like that.
that's what I'm saying. Now that I know where we're gonna stop, I'm gonna make macros to make the fight next better. I just didn't know if you guys are gonna take a direct route, if you're gonna explore the castle more for something that can help you. I remember somebody said like, oh, we're gonna explore the church, we're gonna find the scroll and all that. Meanwhile, guys, you got straight shooting toward the heart, one of the most well protected things in this castle. I'm like, well, Strahd doesn't just gonna like sit there and not do anything. You're gonna confront him then.
Yeah.
Yeah. Fair enough, though. That's fine.
I will say, if you're looking for macro stuff, look at Kayahi's character sheet if you still have there. I don't know if you deleted that.
Figure it out.
Because I had stuff in there that you could steal.
Neat. I'm gonna take a picture of the initiative order because maybe it will be lost. Dude, Nick, I love this song from The Path of Trust from Darktide.
Yeah, I haven't played. That's a game I haven't played in a while now.
Yeah. Well, I'll get back to it if you want. I mean, I don't mind.
I mean, it's just the same shit over
That's
and over.
why.
They haven't updated. They haven't done anything. They've really kind of dropped the ball on this. I go to the subreddit every once in a while, and it's just like the same thing
Bored.
over and over.
Yeah.
Bored. No content. Like just refreshing the store every hour, hoping to get the next better gear. It's like
I wanted to tell you this, but at the same time, I was like, he'll discover on his own why I don't like these games. Like, I didn't want to yuck your yum, you know?
Well, I already knew this was going to happen. I already know what these styles of games are. It was the same thing that happened with Darktide 2, or not Darktide, Vermintide 2. But I thought they would have been ahead of that. But once the crafting system kind of got like released. I thought it was going to be a full release. They're like, oh no, it's just refining one thing, and there's like 3 other things that you can do that says like still waiting. And I was like, oh, this motherfucker. I see what they're doing.
Okay, not these allies, just this one. All right.
Just been playing the Valheim. Klaus.
You know what's funny?
What?
So, I won't say it. It's a spoiler. You guys missed something at the gate that I had for you guys if you would have opened it. But you didn't open it. You just flew right over it. Never mind. Okay, that's fine. It is what it is.
I can't imagine what you mean.
No. I changed my mind. I'm not gonna say anything. It's because you might encounter it again later on. What was I looking for? Heart. I want to change the background a little bit. Yeah, the Heart of Sours, where you guys are at. Yeah, I think I have all the handouts already, but I already showed this. But look at this. It's interesting room. I like it.
Ow.
Yeah. Just to give you like a sort of verticality for your fighting Strahd, where it can just yeet you down like 190 feet.
Yeah, that's what I don't want.
Yeah. I was half expecting Javik to just leap down, just jump to save Basilica, just tank the damage, you know.
I could have, but then it's just like
that for him. Like you can also do that for him, Nick. Just grapple Strahd and jump down. Super flexible.
Well,
I was really hoping that she would pass just one more death saving throw, but then Ramirez just fell and survived, and I was like, oh, okay. And he had a healing potion. It's like, okay, great. That fixes that, I guess.
I mean, I admire Basilica's courage and everything. She's like, I'm gonna go onto the heart and do whatever. And
the cleric
goes. You just hear the bonk, and she just falls. And I'm just like, what the fuck? I was like, what the fuck?
You
Let
really
me do
tested
that.
fate more than like not you tight-roped across the endless abyss, and then you just did it again. Basilica's really acting like she can't fall.
I'm gonna say this. I don't think Basilica has a sense of self-preservation.
Bless.
Point
I
no.
think she has demonstrated that a few times.
I was gonna say like, I'll fucking do it. I'd be like, I can take it and still be okay, like decently. Not okay.
Basilica can't.
Yeah, and I was just like, yeah, just like support me, like shoot your spells and like use the amulet and everything. She's like, nah, fuck it, and then just jumps, and I'm like,
I should have showed you this when you guys. I guess we were into the court, and this is not really accurate too. They changed it for Neverwinter, but this is the Neverwinter image for Ravenloft, just to give you. Yeah, it's hella different from the castle. They changed it. What?
Really?
No, I'm in the kitchen. I dropped something.
No.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, it's different from what it is in the module. God, reading Castle Ravenloft mid-combat gave me an aneurysm. I'm trying to do like math of how tall you guys are. I'm like, I have a handout for this somewhere, but I'm panicking because I'm running like NPCs. I'm like, oh yeah, Ravenloft Heights. Like, I have that. I should have just checked that. But I'm like going between floors trying to like add up the floor to ceiling math, and I'm like, where are they at? Where are they at? I need to study the castle heights a little bit, and I need to highlight what stairs go where, because God, does it suck in the module, like labeling wise, where what goes. You guys were pointing over the stairs on top of that no roof tower, and I'm like, I don't know where that ascends. I'll have to look it up. Like, I don't know where.
I was gonna say, if you need like time during session, I don't mind just taking like 2-3 minutes just to like sit quietly, like while you get everything. I can't imagine what that's like.
We did that this session plenty of times.
Yeah,
I was like, you
I'm
guys
saying like it's fine
yeah.
though, because I know that this is gonna be a big place. So take all the time you need or whatever.
It would have been an even bigger place if you guys started from the ground floor. I would have had Strahd meet you there and just chase you up the towers.
No.
But you pretty much walked right into where he wanted you guys to be, like one of the most lethal places in Ravenloft, where he can just toss people off and shit.
Yeah, guess what? That's about to change.
And the thing is, this is not even the boss fight. That's the most exciting part about this. This is just a pre-fight. This is like the phase 1 in Dark Souls before the health bar refills.
Oh, okay.
Well, because vampire, right?
True.
Unless you guys are like, oh, the Mister our Strahd is dead, the Mister gone, and we're gonna get out of Barovia. That can also be an ending. But we'll see. Poor Basilica.
One of these vampire responds to resurrect a vampire. We can, and their bodies are weaker than Strahd's.
Have a plan. Just go play this.
You know how this is all going to end. We're all just going to die.
No, we're not gonna die. We'll be fine. We'll be Gucci. We're totally okay. I'm worried about Basilica, other than that, we're fine.
Me prepping all of like I was ready for Ravenloft. I was waiting for a while, but like me prepping all of Valakai for you guys, and then like you guys like, oh, we're gonna go around. I'm like, I'm dying inside. Like, you know, like well, my encounter is just gonna burn them, I guess. Fuck. Just funny.
What we said we were gonna use the fly spell for was to avoid like encounters with anything that couldn't also fly.
Yeah. I'm just like, oh, we're gonna go around Valaki. I'm like, okay, I guess Blinsky hangs himself. Like, that's fine. Just funny to me.
Realistically, the only thing I can think of in Valakai that might have been helpful for us would be to go to the alchemist shop and buy more of his absolutely not explosive oil.
And I think like Vasilika was like, we should buy like one of his toys to channel Strahd into a toy. And I was like, no, it's not a bad idea. It's one of your options. I thought that was what the plan was. But as long as the party's on the same plan, I don't care what you guys do. Just fun to me. Like, I prepare all of that ahead of time. I was just like, I can't die inside just yet. I'll wait till the end of session to tell them. Like, it's fine. Cool.
Yeah.
Davian Martikov. Even with the resistances, he has his use. He's more like a spy. He's not a fighter.
Yeah.
But it is
To
what
be
it is.
honest, I put hanging like a safe spot and he ran out of it. So
What I need to do now that he's in the fight with Strahd, he's giving you guys inspiration. He can do that instead of fight. He's not supposed to fight. He's not supposed to like, oh, crossbow. That's just like what he does. Like, oh, heart, cool, okay. He can give inspiration every round, essentially, to somebody. He's like a bard, if you will, because he's your ally. Inspire is much better than it's like a range to help action. Also, I'm gonna give him his raven form, his were-raven form. Like next, he's just gonna shift and turn and use his full were-raven form. So I'll just
Raven.
put that there so I can remember that. I'll put it behind this token so I'll remember to do that next session.
Caw, motherfucker.
I hate kangaroos.
I hate kangaroos.
Yeah, I'll put that.
Well,
behind.
guess what? I put a ton of them in.
Whole faction of them, yeah.
Son of a bitch. I concede. Are you still recording?
Stopping recording.